District Science Center Kalaburgi, VITM Bengaluru, and Science City Kolkata, before taking charge as Director VITM Bengaluru in January 2024. He is specialized in the development of interactive exhibits on different themes in science and science education activities to popularize science among public. He has been project coordinator for setting up of Regional Science Center at Coimbatore and was part of the team and set up Science Center at Dharwad, Mangalore, and Puducherry. Our co-chair is Sri T.D. Com, BTech Electrical from Bhagalpur College of Engineering, Bihar. Sri T.D. Com is presently serving as curator in Manipur Science Center. He has worked as junior engineer from 1992 to 1997, as project officer and project officer from 1997 to 2004 for Integrated Rural Energy Development Program, Government of Manipur. Since then, he has been working as curator in Manipur Science Center and handling District Science Center Ukhrul and District Science Center Churachandpur, which are being developed under 100% funding support from Northeast Council, Shillong. In March 2025, Sri Com is taking over charge of Joint Director DST at the Directorate of S&T Government of Manipur. Now, the session is open for you. Over to you, sir.
Good morning. Welcome to the fourth technical session. We have got 6 speakers today. I would request all the speakers to limit their talk to the time, but 20 minutes maximum. And as we did yesterday, the discussions will be taken up at the end, or after all the presentations are over. Today's first speaker is Sri Vikramjit Singh Arora, Curator in Charge, Liberal Education Trust and Technology and Art Training Center, Pilani, Rajasthan. So I request Mr. Vikramjit Singh to make his presentation. So he will be talking about digital enhancement of exhibits, school projects and facilities.
A very good morning to one and all present here. Respected Shri A.D. Chaudhary, Director General NCSM, Shri S. Kumar, Deputy Director General NCSM, Shri Rajiv Nath, Director Headquarters, and heads on the chair, Shri Sajju Bhaskaran, Director VITM, and on co-chair, Mr. T.D. Com, Curator Manipur Science Center. All the dignitaries and the heads of other science centers and the directors from the other science museums from all over the country. I am Vikramjit Singh Arora, Curator in Charge, BTTATC. The journey started in 1954 when Shri Padam Vibhushan Shri G.D. Birla started first science museum of the country with few dioramas in a small town, Pilani. Recently, it has been renamed as Birla Education Trust. And the Innovation Hub. We are thankful to NCSM. by the Director General in CSM, to motivate and encourage the students to step into the world of innovation and take the best use of digital technology. And thereafter, we invited all the students, teachers, and they have started their projects at our Innovation Hub. Already the visitors and the students are coming to our Science Center, and we are motivating them, we are encouraging them to go around all the facilities at Innovation Hub, and then they started their projects. And very recently, we have received so many good ideas. We have given them, we have provided them the modular kits in which the hardware and the software go parallel to each other, just to brush up their skills for the digital integration with the hardware. And time to time we organize the competitions like the digital game development was one of them, just to bring the students digital creativity on screen. And we follow the principle of attract, hold, and teach. So we have used some gadgets to attract them, and we told them to make projects in this field, and they will be awarded, they will be credited when these exhibits were displayed in one of our galleries. And we have given them the flexibility to modify the things like the Xbox, PS system. Earlier it was the time when we used to play these stations with the remote, and then with the gesture control, the students themselves integrated the things for the gesture control system. And this is another example of attract, hold, and teach. From the small students to the high school students to the college students, we invite all and encourage them to step into the digital media. And one of the students suggested us to display the QR codes on every exhibit of our Science Center. And in 8 years back, this is the story, 8 years back, he proposed one of the QR codes, and we have implemented all the QR codes on every exhibit, displaying their history, the science behind the exhibit, and some of the videos. And it's very important to upgrade the content of these QR codes. When we get the QR codes, when we get the information, next time when public comes to your center, they ask us that what's new in this time. We have already installed these kind of, we have already have this app to download the code. So we are time to time keep on adding the videos, things, and recently we have one of our Innovation Hub members suggested us scan karo, AR karo. Not only the information about the exhibit, they can get the AR experience by just scanning the QR code from the exhibit. And we also invite the teachers, we introduce some of the kits like the digital pen digitizer to encourage the art students also in the field. We believe that innovation can be done in any field, and the digital tools are the medium to support these kind of things. So our teachers are also invited, our teachers are also trained to make their drawings, their color experiments with these kind of digital tools. This is one of the examples out of that. And then we try to implement that project in our gallery. Earlier we had an register in which we get the feedback from the visitors. Then we have introduced one screen, the touch screen panel on which they can write, and we can get the data or in our database we can get the message. Then we have just tried to incorporate the speech, text-to-speech software. Then we can write on can be done on the panel, and then the same text will be, we can hear on the speakers installed along with the exhibit. And he's the former director, project coordinator from the DRDO. And in some of the exhibits, we feel that there is a monotonic gallery. In our Pilani gallery, we have some of the exhibits. There are so many structures up there. So just to break the monotony and keeping the theme same, keeping the soul of the gallery same, we have introduced some of the 3D films. Along with the exhibits, they can also enjoy the 3D films. Just to add a wow factor in that, as we are also expanding reach and engagement, our monthly is that. And these kind of 3D films we have introduced there. I am not playing with you. And we have also observed when the public is interested in getting the information about the history of the Pilani and some of the other things that you actually want to convey with the gallery. Their kids sometimes disturb them. So for them we have used these digital media. We found very useful that the digital platform, and we have introduced these kind of virtual pond there. just to engage the kids so that the others can, their parents or their teachers can go through the other parts of the gallery. So after that we have felt that so many students are taking interest and they asked us what's the technology behind this. So we have tried to display the things, we are trying to display the technology, the information, how we can use this, how they can make other projects using this kind of technology, and they can present it at the district level, state level or national level after that. And after that the COVID comes and COVID came, and we had a video and animation studio at Ion Innovation Hub, and for the community welfare we have opened it for the teachers which are in campus, because it cannot be open for all during the COVID, due to the COVID restrictions. And with this innovation of video and animation studio, where more than 1,000 videos have been recorded, and the students who were not able to get the live classes at that time, and due to the poor internet connection, or some of the kids at that time don't have the mobile, they can only access the mobile when their parents come after 5 o'clock. So we have made so many video lectures, and they are edited, animated in such a way that this we have distributed, circulated to on their WhatsApp numbers. We took the database from the school, and this facility was opened for all the school teachers, and they have using, and most of the teachers out of them have opened their video YouTube channels, and they are also monetizing and getting money out of this. And these are some glimpses from the video lectures that was made on that same studio. We are also focusing on AI, and we are inviting the experts to deliver the lecture, to with the hands-on activities on the AI. We invited Dr. Nishit Joshi for artificial intelligence, just to promote AI among students. And just to track that, we have in the initial phase we have introduced the Alexa. Now so many other things have come up. And then the students started making projects using some of the kits we have provided, the hardware, the software, the components, the technical support was given by us. And they have made one AI-based self-balancing and dancing robot project. And I have a short video on this. Stand up by itself. Also I want the edge and some of we tell the students, if your project is very good, and we test this project from all factors, and then we try to implement these kind of projects in our galleries. And a few projects, the students that have made, they have gone to the national level, and they got the internship of around 60 2000 from the IIT Delhi. And some of the projects were displayed at Chennai, and there was a runner-up and the youngest young scientist held up in Chennai, the Smart Command Copter. They have also used the AI in that. And we also approached some scientists who are in the industry and they exactly know the future digital requirement and they know how the things are going on in the industry and what is the exact requirement. So we invite the people from the CSIR and other reputed companies. And after that, one of the ongoing project is the facial recognition system, one of the gadgets we have in our gallery, but one student approached us with the innovation idea. In Idea Box, we received the ideas and we invited the student just to give the presentation. He told us that the number of people he can count in a room with a method, and then we just tell them to make more, add more features into that. So their team suggested us to add to detect the emotion detection also, the facial emotion detection system. They are working on that. And how many faces are sad, how many faces are happy in a room, they can also detect. They have the algorithm for that. And I was already told about the Scan Karo AR Karo project and some of the examples that they have presented in the lab on the augmented reality. You just have to scan the image or scan the QR code, and the whole exhibit in a gallery, you can get the experience of all the animation parts of the exhibit that we have. So, with a few examples, what we will here. Scanning the image and it will be displayed on the AI. Just pop up on their mobile app. More dynamic. They have also evolved things around the thing. Mr. Sonu Pongchuk also came to our center when he was told about some of the digital things. He was the Amir Khan's character. You all know that inspired from the Ladakh innovator Sonu Pongchuk. So we have shown them some of the digital things he wanted to implement at this place. And we actually have more than, in and around Pilani, we have more than 200 schools, and we are trying to club the school students with the college students with the other professionals, so that when they reach to the upper level, they will be well aware of these things that we have studied in our engineering. And once this experiment is successful, then we try to definitely, the project is exhibited in one of the galleries, and one of the projects is on the AR. Some of the students are trying and experiencing this, you see. And it also adds a factor to engage more and more people, and they are trying to make more and more innovative projects out of by experiencing these kind of things. We have gadgets, we have the limitations that the headset is we are still facing the problem how to implement these kind of projects in the gallery. And one of the students or the member of the innovation made a virtual tour of that. Earlier we had a virtual tour in our gallery where only on a screen you can see the 360-degree view. Now we are taking it forward so that not from the fixed exhibit, everyone can see on their mobile, on the VR gadget, on the Oculus, then they can experience the virtual tour. Here we cannot add the VR gadget, so I have a short video on this virtual tour that we have made at BITS Pilani. It's a short video of the front area in our gallery. So these kind of virtual tours add an element of interest. And these things attract them to visit the center. It's totally absurd that if we provide them the virtual things, they will not visit the centers. We have seen the count of the footfall increase with these kind of things. This way they have implemented the virtual tour. And on the multi-touch panel, if we talk about the digital enhancement of the exhibit, earlier we had one panel on which we can scroll on all the images of the gallery. Then we have converted into the multi-touch screen. The different people can see the different things on the same screen. We have combined them. And the future is of the innovation, the future of the interactive showcasing is the digital world. The smart glass technology, we are researching on these kind of things, and the students are working on these projects where the smart glass technology allows the content to be projected on the transparent surfaces, making the exhibit more futuristic. Smart glass display dynamically also adjust the content based on the audience preferences. It takes the viewers' demographics, their age, gender. Accordingly, they produce the content using the AI, gesture control, touchless screens. And in future we won't find more touch screens. There will be some more gesture control screens will be there. And the extended AR, VR already introduced. Now the future is XR. We are combining the AR with the VR for the fully immersive learning procedure. So XR comes into account. The digital exhibits are evolving rapidly, so AI and XR will work together for the smart technology. Interactive AI system can be provided. And XR, which includes both AR and VR, is revolutionizing the story of how we present the things. And the blockchain is very important. That the security of the content is very important. It prevents tampering, unauthorized modification. So these things are very important when we implement the things in our gallery, because the privacy and the sensitive information should not go from one place to another. So it should be there should be some security change. And the challenges and considerations, we all know that these are the high implementation costs. That's why we are involving the students, the college students, the graduates, the postgraduates. They make projects up, they learn, and then we get help of them, and then we club them with some of the professionals also. They get the exposure, and we have the practical experience that some of the professionals in which we have involved the students, they hire those students for their company. So this thing also happens, that and the cost is the consideration factor that comes down if your own students are making content. The content development is done by your own students. We are having more than 6,000 students in the BITS Pilani, 4,000 students in and around Pilani. So we are trying to club these students. We are inviting them to make these kind of projects for us. And technical expertise is required definitely. We have the technical team, maintenance team. We take care of the exhibits, and for the digital, this is we need to upskill the thing. And the user accessibility is a concern for all people. The digital technology is not the final solution. So we are trying to make some adaptive technology with that. And it's all about some of the digital things that we are doing, and these are all the glimpses. We have so many things. So thank you very much for your patience.
Thanks, Vikramji, for highlighting the digital interactives which you have developed for your galleries, and also the activities of innovation and how you are networking with other organizations to make your science center more vibrant. Thanks. The next speaker is Sri Niranjan Gupta, Curator at National Council of Science Museums. So he'll be talking about leveraging digital platforms for climate, environmental awareness in science museums.
Good morning, one and all. Thank you very much, sir, for inviting me here. So my topic is leveraging digital platform for climate and environment awareness in science museums. Yesterday, one of colleagues, Subsandar, was on one walkthrough of climate change gallery. This is the gallery, but museum has some, we are doing educational program also. So just 1 year back when I was posted in Digha Science Center, and during that time we conducted various online engagement for environmental awareness and climate mitigation strategies for the students and as well as in the online platform. So, why nowadays climate change is one of the important issue and one of the global challenge now. So, keeping in view of that, we started our digital online program for amplifying the climate awareness for more and more people and students. And the second thing is the Digha Science Center, how engaged students during the COVID period. So the objective of this is that how evaluating the digital platform, role of climate advocacy, and identifying the successful engagement strategies like the Digha Science Center online reach. Other center also did the similar type of program, but here I want to concentrate on the climate mitigation strategies which we taken. The next thing is the analyzing the enhancing tools for enhancing the exhibit like VR, AR, AI, which my earlier speaker also discussed in detail. Manas sir, Vijay Shankar sir already discussed this. And what is the challenge for the future?
At the Natural History Museum, London, the window opens on the world to come.
So, I given the term museum as a digital leader here. Most of the NCSM centers and other science centers also doing online engagement through their webinar, online workshop. So here Digha Science Center conducted various programs, like during the Sankalp work we made some more than 10 numbers of video on traditional Indian plant as well as seed to shade program, and that is the program which got a lot of online engagement. And with the help of this, we made very good community. Yesterday's one question came that how many persons after listening this online program coming to the center. I have seen, sir, after conducting this program, we got a lot of school invitation for doing the residential workshop in our center, and we conducted also after opening the center. Next. So here I want to just show that the mixed reality, how the Natural History Museum and Microsoft is making a future museum action plan and how to for climate awareness and environment, climate change and environment awareness. And second thing is some digital tools for personalized climate action and the Sankalp Parva program, which engages more than 1,200 engagement online with the help of our videos. Next. So this is the one of the projects that Microsoft and Central Education is doing for the future museum. This is the immersive experience which we will give
The window
to the
opens to the
visitor.
world to come. Immerse yourself in the possible future 100 years from now. Journey around the world to discover how nature has survived. Learn how you can help make a difference today. Visions of nature, a mixed reality experience.
Next video is showing Riga Vigyan Kendra. This video is the sea level rise video 360 degree VR sea level rise experience, and it is done by the Sir Fredder Foundation, and the voiceover is given by the English Swallow. So how the sea level rise can be shown with the this VR medium, 360 VR medium. So this video will show. Start now. रीगा विज्ञान केंद्र राष्ट्रीय विज्ञान संग्रह in saving the oceans throughout the world, and this is one of the examples which we can implement in our galleries also. Next, and we made various videos on environmental awareness. So one of the I just showing here the two. One is the people on the people tree, and the second one is the butterfly. These are the video, similar type of video we made more than around 15 video on that, and this has engaged a lot of viewers. Next. रीगा विज्ञान केंद्र राष्ट्रीय विज्ञान संग्रहालय, and these are the some of the program web lecture series we conducted through online, from seed to sale and human nature's kind of human errors during the COVID era. So these are the some examples of the program which conducted over there, And similar type of program we conducted around 43 number of such kind of lecture. It is basically based on environmental awareness. We started during that time, and that is on the name of Seek to Save. So day by day, one day one lecture and one topic we selected and conducted. Next. These are some online workshops we conducted through our Google Meet and Facebook, through Facebook and other means also. So now the question is that low bandwidth solution. क्या है कि हमारे यहाँ की सबके पास मोबाइल का एक्सेसिबिलिटी जो है वो है नहीं, क्योंकि अभी भी जब हम गांव में जाते हैं तो ज़्यादातर जगह में क्या हो जाता है कि लोगों के पास मोबाइल कम है, कई लोगों के पास वो इंटरनेट फैसिलिटी भी नहीं है और हमारे पास लो बैंडविड्थ डेटा है, जिसके कारण हम केवल ऑनलाइन माध्यम पर ही डिपेंड नहीं रह सकते हैं. वी हैव टू डू द ऑफलाइन प्रोग्राम. लाइक हमारे जो मोबाइल साइंस सिचुएशन बसेस हैं ये काफ़ी हेल्पफुल भी रहेंगी भविष्य में, क्योंकि ये डायरेक्ट जो है हमारे टच में है. साथ ही साथ एक मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन कि हमें अगर बहुत सारे आजकल इन्फॉर्मेशन अवेलेबल है नेट पर, बट कौन सा सही है कौन सा गलत, उसको ट्रस्टेड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के साथ कोलैबोरेशन करके हमें देखना है. वी हैव टू सी दैट लाइक द यूनाइटेड नेशन एनवायरनमेंट प्रोग्राम IPCC है या इंडिया में नीरी है, तो वी हैव टू फाइंड द डेटा, authentic data from there, because a lot of misconceptions and various fake data is available also in case of climate change. And a hybrid model should be implemented on both on online as well as the offline. So in short, conclusion, we have to collaborate with the technology companies, art and design institute, so that we develop, by using our skill, we develop their content like content, and we have, since we have limited manpower also, so that we can engage some NGOs for our educational program, especially on the environment and climate mitigation, and collaborating online, sharing the platform so that the digital engagement will become multi-mode. And we have to develop the gamified platform also for the use in our online websites, our website as well as in our gallery, so that this will be the rewarding time. Suppose you are just like game, while we are doing, so just rewarding time. We have to give some reward. If you grab this, you plant this much of tree, then you will reward like that. So science museum are the critical hub. Nowadays, you see most of the schools curriculum, environmental science is included, but no teacher is available. Most of the schools in the West Bengal, I have seen that most of the schools are not engaging the environmental education teacher. So there, our science center can play a vital role for providing such kind of awareness. And digital platform enable, since the digital platform enabled for global reach, so this will help our program to more and more people. 2 days back, Growers also told me इसमें infrastructure में digital implementation में huge money involved है. तो उसको हमें बैलेंस करके ही करना है, क्योंकि मेंटेनेंस का भी इशू है, साथ ही साथ हमारा अगर इंटरनेट वगैरह जहाँ कमजोर है, अगर ऑनलाइन प्रोग्राम नहीं करते हैं तो वहाँ ये हम नहीं कर पाएंगे। तो दीज आर द सम ऑफ द लिमिटेशन फॉर दिस। So thank you, sir, for this.
Thank you, Mr. Niranjan, for sharing your presentation on the topic of climatic change. These days, climatic change is a hot issue these days. The impact on Earth, on this world, recently also, a lot of floods, everything has happened. So we are also fortunate that
With your permission, I just compose one poem on Science Center and climate change. So if you give permission, I can put it.
we can have during the discussion hour.
Huh? Can I decide, sir? Okay.
That these days, climatic change has become a big issue, and we are lucky enough that Science City has recently developed first time gallery, I think, on climatic change on the edge. So we should encourage other science centers also to have such in the coming future. Thank you very much, Mr. Niranjan. Now, so far our two presentators have kept their time, allocated time, they didn't go beyond the allocated time. And the next presentator is Mr. Somen Ghosh. May I call upon Mr. Somen Ghosh to take his time, curator, BITM, Kolkata. And the topic is Museum in Digital Era, New Opportunities for Preserving our Scientific Legacy. Please go ahead.
Good morning to all delegates coming from different science centers across the width and breadth of our country, and my colleagues and seniors to National Council of Science Museum. So, my topic is Science Museums in the Digital Era, New Opportunity for Preserving our Scientific Legacy. I will present a case study because in BITM we recently working on developing one digital science technology archive. So my presentation is something is different. We are not. I am not going to present something digital technology which is enhance the visitor experience on exhibits, but it's kind of back to our basics regarding that. How the Science Center preserve the scientific legacy of the nation. We all know that in Science Center we have the basic mandate regarding the research on history of science technology, same time also preserve or conserve the science and technology, tradition of science and technology and scientific legacy of the particular thing of our nation or maybe in the particular state. So how this journey began? Our journey began with the communication from our DG sirs, and last April or March, where we had got the one communication that BITM should take initiative to establish one Science and Technology Archive. So I got one communication from Professor Deepak Kumar. I would like to read it out. This is a kind of bold statement, and it motivates us to think on different way. Both our society and government recognize the significance of science and technology in national development. Historically, we played a significant role in the evolution and the spread of techno-scientific knowledge worldwide, and we continue to do so. However, the little is known about our contribution efforts in this area after independence. We need to collect and preserve the papers and contribution of our scientists, engineers, technology pioneers, medical researchers, especially those of post-independent era. There is no SRT archive at national level, we need one. Whatever you're talking about the different context of the scientific traditions or technological tradition, yes, India has a rich tradition of science and technology. But in case of the post-independence era, there are many other scientists, those are worked phenomenally, which helped us to build our nations, starting from agricultural revolution by M.S. Swaminathan or Korean, to many other, even in our atomic programs, in our space programs. So we should have established one digital platform where the people can get the all data, and it will create an academic horizon. That means someone, those are studying in a very basic level, want to access the basic information, they can get the information from this platform, and same time, those that are doing the scholarly research on the history of science technology, they can also get the whole information in a single platform. This is the basic aim to establish the science technology archive. So, all we know what is the archive is. Archive is a space for preservation of records and materials for their long-term value. The documentary product of human activity is very important. That means we are not only keeping the information related to the particular scientist or technology pioneer or medics regarding their research paper or scientific contributions. Regarding the other communications they are making, they are developing S&T policy or different communications, even their trams and their pains, that all documents should be there so that people can understand the whole flavor of their journey into the science and technology. So objective of this S&T archive is the heritage preservation, collection development, of course the conservation and access, research support, and public engagement. Public engagement is very important because science and technology centers are basically for public engagement. Whatever the usable artifact we are making through this S&T archive, that can be utilized in the curation, that can be utilized for our future exhibition development. So what kind of, as Vijay Shankar sir is, BITM has a kind of different blend of science museum and science center. We have different artifacts too. We are having working models. And this S&T archive is also value addition to BITM's activity regarding their commitment and to protect or preserve, conserve the S&T heritage of the nation. So what we are keeping in this archive, basically manuscript, letters, photographs, notebook of scientists, medics, engineers, inventors, also repository of scientific publication, pamphlet and newspaper clippings. All kind of documents we are trying to collect it from different institutions or personal collection. We are keeping in a single platform that is unique. Probably it is the first time we are doing in a kind of, in India it is the first time we are doing such kind of establishing such kind of S&T archive. So while jumping into the new project, we don't have idea how the archive is being should develop. So initially we thought about the physical archive because we don't have a kind of infrastructure to keeping conservation lab is required to preserve the materials, or kind of very sophisticated instrument is also required. Skilled staff is also required for kind of maintaining one kind of physical archive. So we initially thought to start with the digital archive. We formed one steering committee, and initially we started with the 27 scientists. Those are working in the, basically in the Calcutta or West Bengal. So initially we started with the 27 names, like including J.C. Bose and P.C. Roy, Rajendra Mukherjee, Subhas Mukherjee. So this is the phase one we started, and we completed it within the last November in 2024, and then we started approach to take the many archival materials and take up the scientists from the different parts of India, including the Homi Baba, Vikram Sarabhai, M. Viswesvaraya we are doing right now. So phase 2 we identify 70 scientists, right now we are doing. In phase 3 our target is within this December 2024-25, so it can be extendable up to the 100 scientists. So I would like to say a little bit of how we are, this platform working. We have started with a very ambitious report, and the domain, our portal is the bitmkolkata.net, and it is also in this portal, this information is also available in our BITM website too. And we also try to incorporate it into NCSM website, so they can, if anybody click on this particular information part, and they can go into directly portal to the bitmkolkata.net. In portal, there is a, this is a little bit of older page. Right now we have already upgraded the page. Here we are keeping the name of the scientist in alphabetical order, so one can know the whose work is being archived. And there is a minor registration process. Immediately you will get the registration procedure. Your OTP will come into your email ID, and then through user ID login, you can once again try to get the information or access information about the scientist. So after initial phase, there is a search where you can have the string search, at least 3 characters you have to give, and they will provide the tentative list of exhibit matching with the string. And in the first page, we are keeping a record page. That means it gives a very brief record of the particular scientists, technologists, and medics regarding their education, achievement, their research achievement, or the main area of research. And afterwards, we thought that we can do a kind of Wikipedia type of approach, so that this website will not only be accessed by the scholar people, but can be general public can also access it. So we are giving some simplistic information about their biography, so that normal student or undergraduate student, they can inspire with their work, and they can opt their career in the science technology. And after I will discuss little bit about the whatever thing we are keeping. The first area we are keeping all the research publication of the scientists or technologists medics, and keeping publication on the scientist. We are keeping honors or the kind of achievement, and different correspondence notes are available. And I would like to say a little bit of details. Since in NCSM we are working, and we are also developing different exhibits or exhibitions on the history of science technology. Those are my colleague from the physics or astrophysics. We have the very good collection. We got the whole PhD paper of Amal Raichaudhuri. You know the Raichaudhuri equation, which is basically once you want to understand about the relativity, it is essential to understand the Raichaudhuri equation. So these equations and the paper is the part of his PhD thesis. The whole PhD thesis we got, and it is accessible for the public access also. So a very interesting story on this equation. When it is proposed to publish into the Physical Review journal, it was declined by the editor because they could not understand the proposition of this research article. After 1.5 years it is got selected. So whole correspondence with the editor of the Physical Review journal with Amal Raichaudhuri and vice versa, we are keeping all the documents. So we are also keeping the photographs, a huge collection of photographs we are keeping, whatever we are getting from the different institutions and personal level we are getting. So we are keeping all information in a single platform. So we are also trying to collaborate with the different institutions like INSA. We got collaboration from the INSA. We got the whole document. INSA is keeping the whole document in a single file. We are getting the whole document from the INSA, from the 11 scientists regarding the different correspondence, even their fellowship, who proposed the fellowship, and all other documents related to the fellowship. We got the collaboration from the different institutions. We are keeping all the things in our platform. So, extended activity, yes, of course, it will basically for the scholarly research. We are planning to do some extended activity like the lecture or kind of involving the UG/PG student through our resources. And future, we are also planning to having such kind of SNT Heritage Day. This kind of activity we are planning. Opportunity, of course, enhance this because it is a digital platform, so anybody from any part of the world they can access the information. Yes, of course, since it is a digital, it is cost efficient. User base is easily to pick up and widely recognition, and we are also conserving our heritage. Two challenges here because because it is an ever-evolving process, continuously gathering information, so we need the robust setup or robust IT infrastructure to holding such kind of archive. Another thing is collection is the challenge because in India there is a less awareness about the collection because after the immediate death of the particular scientist and technologist, you will not get the document. It is not easily get the document. Even in the contemporary collection is a little bit of difficult because as per archive norm, after 30 years of death, you can archive it. But you are taking the archiving this work of the scientists who already deceased, only we are taking, living scientists we are not taking. So this kind of challenges we are facing. So we have to mitigate and we have to plan accordingly, we have to make policy, we have to take the strategic approach so that it can become a very robust and so I'll show a video, small video, it was people during the inauguration.
Presenting the National Science and Technology Digital Archive, a repository for collection and preservation of the intellectual legacy of Indian scientists, engineers, technology pioneers, and medical researchers who shaped modern India. Visit the collections at www.bitmkolkata.net to delve into our scientific past, serving both as a research resource and a testament to India's journey for the development of science and technology. Log in to access the full range of material archived from scientists, medics, engineers, and inventors, including manuscripts, letters, diaries, photographs, notebooks, scientific publication, pamphlets, and newspaper clippings. The project, to begin with, includes nationwide contributions from around 70 renowned scientists like Ashima Chatterjee, Birbal Sahani, Bibha Chaudhary, Dilip Mahalanobis, Homi J. Bhabha, M. Visveshwarya, Vikram Sarabhai, and others who laid the foundation of modern Indian science, technology, and medical research. Implementing best practices for archival storage and digitization, this ever-evolving National Archive ensures long-term conservation of the prized collections as well as facilitation of scholarly research by aiding accessibility through a user-friendly online platform and a dedicated research space with due indexing. It is an initiative for preservation and promotion of a rich scientific legacy by the National Council of Science Museums, Ministry of Culture, Government of India. Sign up at www.bitmkolkata.net and start exploring today.
I request this August forum to seek your valuable guidance, and it is regarding allowing us for the potential sources of archival documents. And I would like to thank to Sanju Bhaskaran sir, who allowing us for the in Visesvaraya we got the documentation. We also thank to Pramod Gowar sir, because through Locknoti we could able to collaborate with the BSIP and relative of the Nirvasani. We got the whole document of the Nirvasani too. And if anybody has any kind of know the source of the particular which can be archived, you can let me know us. But we have a minimum data criteria for this, because we are doing whatever, at least the fellow of Royal Society or maybe the fellow of National Academy with the Sanskrit Bhatnagar award, we are taking right now. So if you have any kind of knowledge of this kind of source of archival material, please let us know. And I will request all of you to sign up our portal and access the information and send your feedback, so we can incorporate it and we can also make a more accessible, recently digital archive to all public. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Sodan, for highlighting the noble work which you are taking up of archiving the science and technology. It is a huge work, and it may require the support of many people.
And we are thankful to DGNCS to give some opportunity to the GITM team. It's a very new work to us, very trying. Hopefully it will create a new thing, and it will be create a value addition in the next, maybe it's not a short-term project, next 30 years, 50 years, then it will be in a considerable amount of archival documents. Thank you.
It will be a great resource for all the enthusiasts of science and technology. And I also feel maybe the other artifacts, the physical artifacts which we are having, that also we need to document like this. Maybe VITM and also CRTL has got a lot of artifacts. Of course, maybe we are slightly shifted away from collecting artifacts now, because after the interactive exhibits like that. We will have to take a policy on, already a policy is there, but I think we need to take solid steps to keep on collecting artifacts to maybe document the development of science and technology. Thanks so much. Next speaker is Mr. Sridhar K. Babu. He's a curator at the Visesvaraya Industrial and Technological Museum, Bangalore. So he will be talking about integrating virtual and physical experiences for effective learning in science centers.
Good morning. First of all, thanks for this opportunity for attending this conference and presenting the topic before us. Thanks to DGNCSM, all directors, VITM director, and the coordinators of this program for this opportunity. So this
paper deals with how we can integrate physical and virtual experiences for effective learning in
science centers. The focus is on learning. So last 2 days we have very good discussions about how these digital technologies can be incorporated in our science centers. DG sir told why we need to go for digital. Actually, it is, as Manu sir told, it is post-digital era. Why we need to go for digital? Afterwards, yesterday we saw how the AI technologies can be used for effectively curating a gallery. In the Peaceful Explosion Gallery, we have seen it. And Anidar sir and Grover sir, in the yesterday's presentation, show that how AI can be used for effectively managing music. So we have seen two aspects. AI or technology is used for curating galleries. Technology is used for how we can use for managing the galleries or managing museums. Here, there is an example showing how we can integrate both physical exhibits like classical exhibits with some digital possibilities so that it will be more attractive to the new generation. So I am Sunil K. Babu, presently working as Director at the Vishwesvaraya Industrial and Technological Museum. We are celebrating our Diamond Jubilee year this year. And so the sub-theme is hybrid museum model. The sub-theme of this conference is blending physical and digital experiences. And the focus forming science museums and science centers. There are many objectives. One is, as our first Prime Minister told, it is for enhancing scientific temperament. It is to bring scientific temperament to the people. There are other objectives like communicating science to the public, communicating science to the students. For certain exhibitions, there is to motivate the students, to inspire the students. And one major focus that should be, we are as informal, non-formal education centers, the learning should be the prime focus on the science galleries. There are different types of learning, we all know. Conceptual learning, procedural or skill learning, reasoning and discovery learning. What is the difference? I'll tell you an example. For example, in VITM we have an exhibit in our space gallery. There is a helicopter model is there. So if you press one switch, the helicopter's top rotor will rotate. Then what happens is the helicopter entire will be destabilized, that entire helicopter is rotating. So if you press the second switch, there is a separate rotor in the backside, in the tail, that will start rotating. So that will stabilize the helicopter. So this will help the visitor to get an understanding that how the tail rotor is helping to stabilize. So there is a conceptual learning happening here. Procedure is just a skill, the hands-on skill. Next is reasoning thinking. So we should think of each of our exhibits, whether it is making the visitor to ask questions or asking him to whether it arouses some reasoning ability in him. If you take your individual exhibits. I will tell you an example. For example, if you take a Newton's Cradle classical exhibit. So what I observed in our galleries is that a long queue of students coming. See, VITM is burdened with visitors almost most of the days except Mondays or Tuesdays, the galleries will be crowded. So the students will come there, they will just make a one action from this Newton's Cradle and it will go. So actually what will happen if further examination of that exhibit is not happening, further examination and how the learning. So we should devise some methods to enhance learning and enhance engagement, because always we cannot have educational guides or assistants or science communicators to assist the visitors in the gallery. If some knowledgeable parents accompany the students, they will help the students to learn the concept. But here I am suggesting a method for an AI-enabled learning method. Some virtual assistants can enable learning. We'll come to a point. So, whether effective learning is happening in each of our exhibits. If you take our individual exhibits, whether any survey is conducted or what student learn. For our curatorial joy, we will create an exhibit. Actually, whether that student, what understanding it got conceptually and what discovery he made out of it, that needs to be properly evaluated. This is our typical science center, and where these are our learning concepts. Most of the learning happens in, we are expecting happens in galleries and science park. Science demonstrations, then different types of shows and workshops. Whereas we have seen that virtual resources, there are still scope to improve, and learning is not much happening with our virtual resources. So these are already we have seen some points. The pros and cons of learning in physical and digital exhibits. This has to be properly understood before we put forward to hybrid exhibits. The physical exhibits, one of the most advantages that we have hands-on interaction, real world thing, and group learning and discussion is happening. You can see that images from Visvesvaraya Museum in the researchers pattern exhibits. The students come and discuss and they interact with the exhibit and they learn. While in the case of digital exhibits, most of them we are individual. We are with a one headset, we are in our virtual world. There is no interaction between the visitors or between the students happening. But its advantage is that it is attractive to the digital native generations that we have seen last 2 days, the digital native generations. And we can show some of the unobservable things that were not possible with the physical exhibits. So how learning happens in physical exhibits? These are various interactions. We can touch and see or press or rotate or watch a diorama. We can interact with it. Whereas in digital exhibits we have headsets. Mostly we go for image displays. There will be huge displays, touch screen kiosks, projection mapping. In each cases, when a visitor come and see a very big display, and after he goes, maybe with digital fatigue or without fatigue, whether any learning something happened, whether any conceptually he has acquired any knowledge, whether any understanding happened, or it just gave an experience to him. That question we have to be addressed with each exhibit. And another thing is that whether any feedback is, most of our exhibits if we take, the visitor will interact with an exhibit and the exhibit responds. After that, is the exhibit is collecting any feedback from the visitor. There is no provision of collecting the feedback from the visitor. There are, of course, there are many exhibits, but there are scope for improvement. And there is emotional connectivity is there in physical exhibits, where personalization is there in physical exhibits. But in the case of digital experience, whether there is physical experience, whether there is active participation, we are just passive viewers, we are just audience. And how, like we discussed yesterday and yesterday, the authenticity of the content. This is one exhibit we have installed at the Bell Hall of Electronics, inaugurated 2023 December. Thanks to my colleague Navaram for designing this artificial intelligence exhibit. In this particular exhibit, it is clearly showing an example of artificial intelligence. It is an object detection method. So an algorithm is there. The visitor will come before there is a Kinect sensor is there, camera is there, and whatever objects on him or her that will be detected, and its percentage of probability or pattern is also shown there. That is on the right side. Whereas on the left side, there is a virtual reality all exhibits in new form. These all can be considered as this is explaining the AI. But one thing is that how an AI works, that things we are not able to show on this exhibit. But this is a major attraction now, the artificial intelligence exhibit. So this is another case study conducted by the Human Computer Interaction Center of Carnegie Mellon University. So they try to integrate, since one of our theme is the hybrid exhibits, they try to integrate physical exhibits with the virtual devices. So what is that? There is an earthquake simulating table is there. So there are different models available. The student can come here and there is an animated character in the screen. So the animated character in the screen will guide the visitor to place the objects here. And after that, it will ask the visitor permission to shake the table. So when the table earthquake simulator table shakes, there are two things we can place here, and one of it will fall, or both will fall. So each time, what happens is that the animated character will give a guidance to the visitor to place a particular object, and it will, using computer vision, and it will calculate which object is placed there, and it will calculate the moment of inertia, whether it will fall or not. So that option is given to the visitor to predict it, and after predicting, the visitor will, or the user will make, again, there is an option for user to make a prediction, and he will enter it. After that, the table will be shaken. So there is an option for the visitor to see whether his prediction is correct or not. For example, I will tell 2-3 cases. Suppose the student placed two objects. One is tall and one is smaller one. And another case, one is thin and one is thick. So in that case, they can try different permutation combinations. Each cases, the digitally animated virtual assistant will give a feedback, and it will give an option for the student to predict. And these types of continuous engagement, they have conducted certain studies. These are some examples. There are different modes. Guided discovery mode is there, exploration mode is there. Each cases there is physical interaction is there. At the same time, the virtual assistant will help to guide the visitor. There are of course different theories that guided learning is not good, free learning is good. But in Indian context, the guided learning will help, because we cannot assume that a student can learn periodic table by itself. So it has to be some method. So these types of physical interaction as well as virtual assistance will help. They conducted some research, and I will briefly show the results. They proved that the learning happens is almost 5 times compared to an exhibit without the digital content and with this hybrid model. So this gives an insight how each of our, maybe some of our font size exhibits or some thematic exhibits can be differently tutored in a hybrid model where there is a continuous engagement. Instead of one interaction or one communication between an exhibit and a student, it can be 2 or 3 or 4 times interactions, and that continuous interaction will help to enhance the duration, the time a particular student spends with the result will increase. That will help in increasing the learning. So these are different possibilities. Like using AI, CV and Python, we can have, we can detect, because now technologies are available, what is the response of the visitor, and it can be properly algorithm, with proper algorithm, the intelligent system can give a feedback. For example, in the case of a Newton's cradle, when the student makes one ball move, the virtual assistant can tell that what will happen if one of the ball is of double weight, or what will happen if you try to drop from more than 90 degrees apart. So there is an option for the student to think, and there can be options there in the virtual assistant screen. Like yesterday, Shadabandra using magic lens and all, we can mask the other things, and only the virtual assistant, maybe some cartoon character for the students. If it is for an adult visitor, it can accordingly come with a different animated character. And if it is based on our language, it can change it. So there are scope of giving these types of assistance for guided learning in many cases. And another thing is that it can have real-time feedback. With sensors, it is possible. And queuing is possible. Adaptive tutoring is possible. And this will finally help in increase exhibit engagement and enhance conceptual learning, add some personalizations, some emotional elements. If any of the cartoon character is playing, the student, especially the kids, will be more happy. And if any of our, we can explain for Bernoulli's principle, even the Daniel Bernoulli's character can come and say something. So that will be interesting for the visitors. For example, there are many possibilities of converting our exhibits using computer vision to hybrid exhibits. For example, electromagnetic induction. So what the particular, what a visitor view presently, you will just press a switch and see that the electromagnetic LED is glowing. But there is more things to learn in that. The rate of change is there. How if you go to the electromagnetic equation, we can see the different factors it is affecting. So in-depth knowledge can be gained if it is a guided one. Each fun science exhibits, especially STEM-based exhibits, can be properly converted to hybrid mode by using computer vision. These are some of the references I have used. So the conclusion is that the hybrid exhibits combine advantages of both classical, physical, hands-on interactive exhibits and the exhibits based on digital technology. And the virtual assistants give guided interaction, a prolonged interaction in case of fun science and STEM galleries that will help the student to actually learn the concept instead of just experiencing. But there is a problem. This AI interaction and digital technologies, even though it enhances visitor experiences, we need to study whether actually learning happens. So, like all our galleries, after curation, we have to properly study what the student or a visitor learned from each exhibit. So that study has to be conducted more in the case of this hybrid exhibits. And these are the period where machines started learning. So because of social pressure, we are forced to convert many of our galleries to digital experience centers. But we should keep in mind that whether the experiences will steal away learning from our science centers. So I think the one takeaway that I felt from this conference is that we should convert. It is a need of the hour. We should introduce digital and virtual concepts in galleries, but it should not steal away the learning component from our exhibits. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Civil, for telling us about how virtual experiences can be augmented with the physical experience to make learning more. Okay, let's discuss about it at the end of the session. Thank you. The next speaker is Dr. Bini Guru, the curator, Kalimpong Science Center, West Bengal. So he will be talking about the role of Kalimpong Science Center. Opportunities and challenges in the digital era.
Hello. So this is my topic. This displays in the board. So before entering to the main topic, I'd like something about Kalimpong Science Center. Kalimpong Science Center was developed by HES Minister for the Government of India, and it was inaugurated in 2nd October 2008, and it is situated in Yellow Hills, which is the highest peak in Kalimpong, and in area of 77 acres of land, and it is situated at an elevation of height 370 feet, making it to the best of my knowledge the only science center in India at this altitude. In brief of Kalimpong Science Center in Kalimpong, there are 4 blocks, 06 number of tea gardens, 2 number of secular plantations, and government schools including primary and nursery school. There are about 475 ICC and ISC 12, CBC 4. So these are the figures that is in Kalimpong district. So looking at this figure, we have by visiting many schools to form the science club. So most of the schools have formed science club. They are associated with Kalimpong Science Center. So in Kalimpong, this National Industrial Himalayan Kalimpong district is formed in 2017. This is the 21st district of West Bengal. It is 51 kilometers from Kalimpong, Darjeeling, 67 kilometers from Kalimpong, 72 kilometers from Gangtok, 66 kilometers from Siliguri, and 75 kilometers from Bangalore Airport. So Kalimpong serves as an ideal gateway for tourists visiting Kalimpong Science Center, Kalimpong. So according to the census 2011, the population of Kalimpong is 2,81,642. So Kalimpong is a small Kalimpong district. It has an important tourist destination, popular for this beautiful landscape, rich cultural heritage, and diverse biodiversity. So Kalimpong, it is not located in the Kalimpong town. It is nearly 9 kilometers away from the Kalimpong town. So Kalimpong, this is the visitor footfalls. I have got this number of visitors with the financial over the past 7 years. So these are figures. Visitor footfalls in 2018-19 were 76,000. In this way, you can see the visitor footfalls in different financial years. So these are galleries. So we have conscious galleries. No major changes have been made or upgraded since 2008, since inauguration. However, few exhibits have been placed with new ones. So we have mirror image gallery until August 2022. It was a digital gallery. So that was developed in 2007. So now we have that gallery has been converted into mirror image gallery. So we have another small miniature gallery that is developed by Nuclear Power Corporation of India, Government of India in 2024. So this is the view of our science park. So this offers, this science park offers not only scientific gadgets but also for a beautiful panoramic view of the majestic Kanchenjunga. And these are the facilities that Government of 2020, where we Inferno Dome, which has been converted to a Arbitum with the same diameter, where 3D meter, which was inaugurated in 15 November 2015, so this is developed by NCSL in 2015. And recently we have introduced VR technology to enhance tourist engagement and provide a more immersive experience. This is our small step towards embracing the digital area. So this is our another initiative. So we have developed AI-generated multilingual audio guide for indoor exhibits using QR code technology in the following languages. So using this this technology, we have developed the language in Nepali, Bengali, Hindi and English. Just if you scan this QR code, you will get 4 options, Nepali, Bengali, and this will explain the exhibits. So along with that, we're also working on incorporating the other regional languages, taking another step towards preserving linguistic heritage in digital form. This initiative foster community conservation in a meaningful way and solve the valuable social contributions. This innovation hub, image of innovation hub, that was inaugurated with 25th February 2017. So we are also organizing different types of activities, workshops, seminars. And this is our number of individual members and number of district members with the financial. So this is the number of individual members versus financial. So role in Kalimpong Science Center. So Kalimpong Science Center organizes many education-based activities in both offline as well as online modes. It engages students through interactive models and exhibits. It collaborates with schools and institutions to promote STEM learning. We actively share our activities on social media platforms such as Facebook, YouTube, Instagram and Twitter to connect with the wider audience in the digital space. So indoor activities, we conduct Taramanda show, science show, mainly we have divided science show in the three parts, technical show, practical show and illusion show. We conduct this kind of show in the science daily basis because we have actually explained mental. There are also engaged for conducting this kind of activities for the students and the visitor visiting to Kalimpong Science Center. So, in-house program, we observe important national and international scientific days by organizing various events such as quizzes, debates, and many more. Outreach program, we organize outreach program for schools and colleges, research, science exhibition, open house quizzes, idea competitions, and sky observation. This initiative aims to engage and inspire the next generation of innovators. So, future plans. So, in future, we want to introduce this kind of facility in our science center, the mobile science exhibition hall, experience in culture and AI there. But while in the process of developing a digital financial system and hope for the support of initiation, authorities in preparing the DPR and along with other facilities for Kalimpong Science Center. So these are opportunities in this area. Virtual reality and augmented reality can enhance learning experience. Online science workshop and digital exhibition can reach a wide audience. AI and robotics can develop more information. Collaboration with government institutions for knowledge sharing. And these are the challenges that are facing. So limited funding for technological upgrades, needs for skilled professionals to manage digital resources, enhancing digital accessibility and literacy remain a challenge. User prospect in conclusion, integrating digital tools to make science education more engaging and fun, enhancing collaboration with scientific organizations, overcoming challenges to innovative solutions and government support. Kalimpong Science Center has immense potential to adapt and thrive in the digital area. Thank you everyone for listening to my lecture and giving me the opportunity to present, to say something about science.
Thank you, Mr. Dr. B.P. Guru, for highlighting some of the activities that you are taking up at your science center and also your future plan to upgrade or upgrade your center. We wish you all the best so that you can achieve for upgrading your science center by integrating digital technology. Thank you very much. Next presenter is Mr. Suman Subha, Assistant Director, Sikkim Science Center. He will be presenting on the topic initiative taken to make Sikkim Science Center more vibrant through the use of digital mode of communication. So we welcome Mr. Subha to come up to the stage to present your presentation.
Very good morning to all of you. Thank you so much, respected co-chairman, for inviting me to present my presentation. Respected Director General, NCSM, Sri A.D. Chaudhary sir. Respected directors from different national science centers, Science City, Science centers, and curators of different science centers, co-chairmen of this technical CSM, and delegates from science cities and science centers. Today, I feel privileged to be here to present my presentation on the topic, the initiative taken up by Sikkim State Council of Science and Technology, Department of Science and Technology, to make Sikkim Science Center more vibrant through digital mode of communication. First of all, I'd like to talk about the opportunities and challenges of Sikkim Science Center in digital area. The opportunities are easy communication and correspondence through emails, WhatsApp, Facebook, Messenger, etc., and collaboration with the stakeholders. Organization of conference to Google Meet, organization of workshop, seminar, webinar as outreach program through digital mode, introduction of QR code scan based feedback system for visitors, enhancing the engagement through AR/VR setups, browsing data for any kind of important, sometimes we need information from Google, exploration of information through AI, ChatGPT, etc., which we are using nowadays. Now there are many challenges in the hilly areas like Sikkim. We have network issues in some remote areas of Sikkim. Sometimes we cannot communicate with the people of the far-flung areas of Sikkim. Then for any kind of digital mode devices to operate and execute, we need highly skilled technical experts having expertise in IT programming, and significant initial investment is required for purchasing the high configuration workstations for the operation of digital planetarium, sometimes 3D theater, and sometimes innovation hub also. So when we conduct any kind of video conference or meeting in the Google Meet, we have, sometimes we feel that there is a less participants during the video conference, and what we come to know that there is a network issues in different places. The next challenge, and it's very sad to say that now we, being a highly intellectual, being an academician, and being a resourceful person, we are aligning towards the digital mode of communication. Our curiosity are declining. We are depending upon the ChatGPT, AI, and all these are also making some problem in the students' learning their printed material at home. They are depending upon the YouTube. They are always depending upon the digital media for their making any kind of projects. So we, as our Director General sir, he was saying that there must be a balance. So balancing digital experience with physical experience is also very important. And also our Director sir, NEZ, was also saying that AI, we use AI, but AI should not use us. So our main objective in Sikkim Science Center, not only Sikkim, other science center, science museum also, our objective is to bring more and more visitors to Sikkim Science Center or science centers. Unless there are more visitors in the science centers, so the sustainability of science center will be in the question mark. So this is a very, very serious matter when we use the digital mode of communication and the digital technologies. Now I will talk about the Sikkim Science Center, the various initiatives taken up in the Sikkim Science. Please, next slide. So this is the establishment year 2008, and inauguration of additional facilities was done in the year of 2020 by our Honorable Chief Minister of Sikkim. So additional facilities are digital planetarium, 3D theatre, innovation hub, and biodiversity galleries. Next. So this is a picture of the inauguration of additional facilities in 2020. Next. This is the administrative setup of Sikkim Science Center. Since Sikkim Science Center is looking after by Department of Science and Technology under Sikkim State Council of Science and Technology, we have this kind of administrative setup. We have a secretary, DST, thereafter we have a principal director and director, and assistant director from in charge, and under assistant director in charge, we have a set of manpower and scientific officers, research assistant, and other technical staff also. Next slide. So this is our fee. The structural fee is entry fee, only 10 rupees for student. Feeding theatre only 20 rupees for student, and digital price 20. And similar for others, 20 for 24% for general entry, and feeding theatre for 40, and it is combined is 100 for others and 50 rupees for student. Next slide. Now this is a very important initiatives and step taken up by Sikkim Science Center. The mode of outreach. Let us we annually send letters to the school heads, college, and even we send a letter to the university heads also. Local media, Facebook, Instagram, we are using this for popularizing and communicating our science through Sikkim Science Center. Involvement of local Gram Panchayats, we invite Gram Panchayat of surrounding areas so that they can inform their public to take optimum advantages of Sikkim Science Center established at their place. Stakeholders meeting is conducted annually, membership anniversary is conducted monthly, and awareness program of Sikkim Science Center, Sikkim State Council of Science and Technology is regularly conducted in Sikkim Science Center. Then workshop on low-cost teaching aids, which is a part of program and program of council, and which is incorporated with Sikkim Science Center. Then teaching mathematics and science, workshop on teaching mathematics and science, hoardings. What is very important for publicity of Sikkim Science Center. So we are having the hoardings program in various important visible locations of Sikkim. Advertisement through distribution of brochures is being done press release. So every activity, every program, our higher authority they direct us to give a press release. So we are giving a press release every time for every activity. Then most important initiative that we have taken this year only, that is the short reels and videos of activities in social media. So what we do, children come, children just have a fun with the fun science galleries, exhibits, play with exhibits, and our staff will be there to encourage them to make the reels. And that reels is circulated in their personal Facebook page and also the Sikkim Science Center Facebook page. Through that mode also, the visitors are they are coming. They are visiting center. And next, introduction QR code for visitor feedback. So this year only we have introduced the feedback QR scan system. So through this, the students, those who have a mobile and having the internet facilities, they scan the QR code and give the feedback. And the last one is introduction. We didn't have an e-office system. This year only we started the e-office system in our Sikkim side. Next slide. So these are the activities that we conducted during the COVID-19 lockdown. Career perspective is still for girls. So since here also we are observing that we don't have the female participation. So female participation is very less in many scientific activities and scientific conventions. So keeping all this in mind, we are conducting the various activities related to STEM for the girl students, particularly girl students. And works of robotic innovation is going on. So another part is the grassroots innovation. For diffusion of grassroots innovation is also very important. This is one of the steps which we are taking in our science center. So we normally, some visitors are from the remote areas, some visitors are from the town areas. They have the curiosity to do something else. So do you have a curiosity to do the innovative works? So if they have any kind of idea, then we try to nurture them at our center. And next is coordination meeting our school heads. So we, through our digital mode of communication, we conduct the meeting among the school heads and tell them that the different facilities are running an operation in the Sikkim Science, and we request that we encourage the students to send to our center. And next, vehicle disinfectant day, it was done in COVID-19 lockdown. And these automatic centers, all these are the devices that we developed in COVID-19 lockdown. Next page, next slide. So this is the main program, that is initiative that we took up in few years ago, in the month of August only. So here the honorable area available chief guest, Jila they were the guest of honors, and we invited the higher officers from the education department, tourism department, and other department also. And we invited from local taxi drivers, because normally what we have in our board, the biggest problem is in our science center, students are visiting our science center. So almost all the students from the town and the village area also from the government school students are also visiting. But the problem is that tourists are not visiting. Local people are also not visiting. So they say that it is a little bit far away from the main town. So what we did, we invited the stakeholders, especially the class travel association of Sikkim and the drivers association of Sikkim, and tell them that these are the first available in the Sikkim Science Center. Please kindly bring your cab to our science center, bring the tourists to our center. So these are this kind of initiative that we have taken. And then school and college heads, hotel owners of surrounding areas. So some of the hotel areas, some hotels are there in surrounding areas. We also regularly invite them. We also go there and tell them that please send the tourists to our centers. Next slide. So this is a visitor profile footfall. So here we observed that in the month of September, October, and November, the footfall is high. But December 25, January 25, footfall is less. And here also option made into the football because in Sikkim the weather condition is not good harsh during monsoon season. So monsoon season, most of the roads are blocked and difficult to travel from their district to our science center. So due to that reason only, the footfall of students is low during this June, July, August. And this month, September, October, and November, these are the appropriate months during which we have a maximum footfall. And December 24, since the vacation starts in the month of December and the school will be open on January only, during the vacation we have a less footfall. Next slide. Now this is a new proposal that we have already submitted to the Ministry of Culture under this sports, and also we have prepared the DPR in consultancy with the NCSN. And we on behalf of entire Department of Science and Technology official and the Civil Science Center, I personally thank Director NEGET and his entire team for visiting our Civil Center, inspecting the land, inspecting the various galleries, and for the preparation of the DPR. And also, I thank our Director General and all NCSN for the DPR preparation. Here, we included the upgradation of existing galleries because most of the exhibits are we are unable to maintain most of the exhibits because the components, the electronic components which we need to maintain all these exhibits not available in local market. So last year only we visited NCSN, BHM and CRT to maintain, to carry out the maintenance of many activities. So these are the things. So mathematical gallery, development of mathematical gallery, because we know that in Sikkim, what happens, the students, especially from the rural areas, they have a phobia of learning mathematics. They have a phobia of learning mathematics and science. So therefore, what we thought is, that if there is a mathematical gallery, based on the digital technology and working model, if we will be able to install all these mathematical exhibits for explaining the basic principle, working principle of a different, the mathematical theorems, then it will be helpful for the students, especially for the students. And the children park is very important. We don't have children's park. Then we have children's activity corner, 60 fantasy ride. One of the important facility that we are going to have is 60 fantasy ride. And also hall cafeteria will be constructed. We don't have cafeterias so far now. Cafeterias activities are at science park. So next, very important thing, since our science center is in the Gangtok itself, the students and other visitors from the south and west districts, they cannot travel to take advantage of the science center located in Ranipur, Gangtok. So what we thought is, that we have another one science center for the south and district people, south district and west district people. And next is we have permanent board level. This is one thing we have already submitted. National level education form, we discussed this thing in, some days ago. So this year I think we are going to conduct this National University Festival so that we can popularize our science center across our state, different district of Sikkim. Then program we are exert with knowledge package for class 3 to class 10 students. It is already in pipeline and quotation is already we have invited. Program 3D films, we had purchased 3 sets of 3D films from National Science Center, Delhi, in consultancy with NCSN last year only. And last year, AI Neuroscience education package for university it is also on pipeline. We have made already proposal to the hierarchy. Next slide, please. So these are the photos. So these are the pictures. Next slide, please. This is the joint discussion that was conducted following the meeting between Science and Technology Department and NCSN for DPR. Next slide, please. Next. 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 So since I am last speaker of this presentations, so I should thank Jharkhand Council of Science, Technology and Innovation for giving us this platform for conducting this 20th All India Conference for Science, Visual and Science Center. And thank you so much for the NCSN for inviting us to participate in this program. And also thank you all the delegates for listening to my presentation. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Mr. Sarma, for highlighting the activities of Sikkim Science Center, the challenges you are facing, and the action you are taking to bring more visitors. Those will bear fruit. We have one more speaker, Mr. Subradin Ray, Office in Charge of Science City, Agartala. Mr. Subradin, time is short. We have to finish it in 5 minutes.
Local language of Tripura. Welcome. I'm not in the schedule, so in the beginning I'm only by sorry because I have not prepared. After seeing last 2 days presentation, I've just prepared. We are sitting here. On behalf of Tripura State Council for Science and Technology, the State Government of Tripura, and from Science City, Agartala, I convey my sincere thanks and gratitude to the organizers for giving me this opportunity to share my information regarding science centers and Science City of Tripura. Actually, in Tripura, we have 2 science centers and 1 science city. As you see in the map, in the very first, in 1997, we got our first science center, that is Sukant Academy for Science, Arts and Culture. It's the first science center, and all the science exhibits are installed by the NCSN Government of India. And then, for last 1.5 years, the modernization of that science center, Sukant Academy, is being done under the control of NCSN Northeast headquarters. And few days back, our Northeast Science Center Director, National Science Center Director, Vijay Chandra visited here last week actually, and different exhibits are being modernized with a total fund of 3 crore. We are grateful to our Ministry of Culture and the spot we got the fund. We are glad that Innovation Hub is also inaugurated there. Full swing work are going on. Different activities are being done at the Innovation Hub. It is under the robotic lab, 3D printer, electronics and mechanical lab, and physics and chemistry and biology experiments are being going on. Apart from Sukant Academy, in February 2021, Udaipur Science Center, it is a sub-regional science center type. It was inaugurated. During the inauguration, our Honorable Director General Sir of NCSN, Edijodhi Sir was there. It was built up in the total amount of 26 crore and total area of 1 acre, 1.5 acre, and that is Science Park is 1 acre. And there are Fun Science Gallery with 32 exhibits, approved technologies of Northeast India's gallery, interactive hallway with 12 exits, AC auditorium with 124 seats, and small conference hall. And during September to February, skywatching camps are being done, and Taramandal slopes and computer celestial next computer telescopes are used for students' astronomy purposes. After these two science centers, we actually, from the state government, it was taken by the state government during 2013 actually, that the Science City of Agartala is going to be set up. And with the normal, we know that as per our Indian Constitution, 51A, that is develop scientific temper among the people in the region, to enhance scientific awareness, and to act as a major education facility for the tourists of the northeastern region and the neighboring country Bangladesh. We actually got this science city, and this is actually satellite image of the Science City Agartala site. You can see the upper one part of that is the first phase, and the future expansion is the big part. Actually, it's being done right now. This science city is located at 8 km away from the main heart of the city, and total beneficiary population is 45 lakhs approximately. And total land area at this moment we have 12.84 acres, and built up area is 1.48 acres, and till now it is being cost, total cost is 117 crore. Is the layout plan of the science city. You can see the main, you can light green and light sea color. This is the pond is being done in the science park. This is the master plan. We are having at this moment 6 main exhibit galleries. One is astronomy gallery, one is biodiversity gallery, one is fun science gallery, and one is temporary exhibit slot. These are all completed and running at this moment. And one petroleum gallery is being done by ONGC, and another is environment gallery is being done by Renewable Energy Development Agency of the state government. One 3D theatre is running with 60 seats fully running, and one exhibit gallery at the foyer area of the planetarium is being done. It is already in the table of the Ministry of Culture here, and we had an initial talk with ISRO. ISRO will going to prepare the space technology exhibit gallery, and one planetarium, that is 12-meter full dome planetarium with space theater facility. It is almost in the 60% works are done. We are expecting in October this year to open this planetarium. These are some pictures of the Science City Phase 1 work. You can see the architecture done by the one company from Delhi with the state government, PWD, and then NCS and all the responsibility regarding the installation of exhibition and other things. There are some of the pictures of the side officials. This is the everyday phenomenon during November to February. Big views of students are all there in the to enter in the science city, right from 11 a.m. to 6:30 in the evening. This everyday phenomenon. Sometimes students gather so much that we have to call our police personnel to maintain the discipline and the things. You can see, and we are glad to inform you that at this moment, within just 2 years, we have visited 3,80,998 during up to 30. That is, I'm from 30 February. 3,80,000. And we are reacting to that. That our revenue in 2 years is almost 1.2 crore. Some during last 2 years, different workshops regarding physics, chemistry, with the teachers and the students are going on. Side by side, we are in consultation and with the help of NCSN, we are installing inflatable planetariums in different districts of Tripura. Actually, we at this point we got 6, and another one just discussed from NCRT and CSM last week. We are expecting in 2-3 days one the 7th number of institutions of integrated country. These are going for district students, rural students who have idea of planetary operation of science. Recently, the team of Orbit and RSA installing the 12-meter dome planetarium systems. And in upcoming is there is science park. Very fast I have informed you that the future expansion is science park. Already fund is sanctioned by the Northeastern Council, and we are expecting in coming 15 months we are going to open our science park. We are having developed landscaping, science park exhibits, boating complex, butterfly biological park, medicinal plant garden, innovation theater, tribal hut, and amusement rides. These are all will be included in the Science City Agartala. And we are expecting 2-3 times more at what we are expecting going through the visitors number. These are sincere thanks from the Science City Agartala to the organizer of this event. We are grateful to you for inviting us. Thank you.
Thank you. With this, the presentations are coming to an end. We'll have a quick question answer session. Much time is not left now. So I would request all the speakers to please come to the dais. Mr. Vikram Ranjit Gupta, Somen Ghosh, Mr. Cyril, Mr. Dr. Guru, Sri Salman Subha. Keep the questions and answers brief so that we can conclude.
My question is to Shomen. Since you are digitizing some of the very valuable documents.
Yeah, since you are digitizing very valuable documents and their images, and which is going to be accessible to everybody all across the world, do you have any plans for the copyright of such documents, or are they already copyrighted? If not, do you have plans for copywriting and selling those documents at a cost for the researchers and the people who want to use it for exhibitions or anything?
Right now, the document, whatever we are giving access to the visitors or anybody who is coming into our archive, basically we are not charging anything first thing. And regarding the copyright issue, I mean, whatever the document is related to the any book, after 6 years copyright issue is not there. So if you have any document related to taking from any books, only the after 6 years. After the 60 years, already some books is published more than 60 years ago, we are keeping these books on. And in case of the, regarding the archival document, we are taking the consent from the particular, who are the donors of these archival documents among the institutions. We are trying to sign the MOU with the other institutions too. So it can be, but right now, we don't have any, because since we are giving the free access to the to all archive, those are who are trying to use this archival document. Right now we are not charging anything. But in case of the copyright, still we already deployed one agency who is working on the particular issue, the legal issue. So that is we are trying to find out the solution, and we are taking the strategic approach to resolve it out maybe in the next months. Because it's called kind of approach this or this particular term is called, I think diligence is required to be done. So we are taking approach on that.
This question is to Mr. Vikram.
many digital interventions. My question is related to the fact that these kind of interventions require a lot of technical manpower, as was discussed by various speakers also. And the solution also was hinted by you that you wrote in the students. Hello. Okay, yeah. You wrote in the students of nearby universities, colleges, and professors. In similar line, I heard from Niranjan Gupta also that he wrote in NGOs for introducing such digital interventions. My question is up to what extent work by these amateur or non-professional people who are not very initiated in museum environment, their product is it worth displaying in the museum? Are you satisfied with the outcome, or you want further increase the presentability or the acceptability or any other improvisation on what they have come up with?
Yes, you are absolutely right that there is always a room for improvement. And at Innovation Hub, we test those projects that the students deliver to us, and then only then we try to implement those things in our galleries. But definitely, it's true that is it work or not. So some of the exhibits has come up very well with our past experience, and some of the exhibits, some of the projects that has come up very well, and some of the projects are still we have to we don't discourage the students, but they display these things at their state level, national level, and other levels. In galleries, we only recommend, we only implement those things which are which we feel. We are the team of technical experts. We also outsource some of the things, and we try to take their ideas for the like for the content development. We outsource the things for the hardware and other things also. And when we feel that there is a requirement to update their content, then we don't go to the agencies. We simply call the students which have already submitted some of the projects, and then they modify those things. So in that manner they happen.
I have one question for Subramanian, Tripura Science Day. Like, your visitor figures are quite promising, right? So in future, like, since it's a new attraction, Science for visitors, so do you intend to conduct any visitor survey, whether they're coming any repeat visitors or all are new visitors? Visitor studies for finding repeat visitors or new visitors?
Sir, we are having in consultation with the education department, school education department, and the higher education department. Every year, there is class 8 or 9 students are those who are in class 8 this year. Next year, from another class 8 students will be there as a schedule is there. We are requesting them to send their students during their off period or as a part of science discussion too. These are the students coming from the different schools and the colleges. In every time the new student, not the similar, the repeating of the same students. And the visit tourists. Tourists are, we cannot say the repeating of others. Sometimes they are having, during winter they are coming, their own interests and other things. But students data is there, they are not repeating.
My question to Niranjan ji, are you giving projects to the students like energy audit or weather observations or something like that in your climate action?
Energy audit, exactly not energy audit, but we made some biodiversity map.
Okay.
So environmental awareness map surrounding that Digha Science Center. So the biodiversity study actually we did.
So actually what we did, I want to just share my experience. Whatever school, they are coming for months only. So we are telling them in your school or in your home, just study your 6 months electricity bill and try to reduce it and make a report and submit to us. So we are getting good response for that. So I think that we all can do energy audit. Same way with other observations like what happened in summer. Maybe you can get the data from IMD report. So and what is changing? So I think we can do that. Thank you.
Okay.
उनको नहीं सुन
Someone, I would like to know a few things about the archive. Number one is, why a national archive is under the domain bitmkolkata.net? It should have some meaningful domain so that I can search and understand what the archive stands for.
Yes, yes.
And it is inaugurated and still the domain name is not changed. Why is it so?
Yeah, actually we start with the in-house infrastructure. We'll already discuss. We'll try to switch over the new domain. Maybe within the 3-4 months we'll try to switch over.
But it is already accessible. It must be there, and that new domain takes only a few hundred rupees. It could have been the very initiative. Then number two is, what is different in this archive than what we get in the National Archive of India or the Digital Library of India? All these papers are available. In fact, Amal Rai Chaudhury's PhD thesis is also available. So, how is it different? How is it planned or structured to be different than any other archive that we already have in India?
In case of the process, if you say of the National Archive or Science Technology Archive, then whatever data is, the domain is there. But in the personal collections, whatever PhDs, all PhDs are not available, I think.
Many PhDs,
maybe. Even you say,
Amal Rai Chaudhury's PhD thesis is available. I have a copy.
Okay, then but we collected from his daughter only.
No, his daughter may be given because she thinks that there is nothing available about it.
Maybe.
But it is. What I want to ask is there a policy that how are we going to make it different from any other standard repository of documents only? Like I will give you an example. Suppose Ramchandran's papers. Now Ramchandran's first paper was rejected by Nature and it was delayed by a few months so that another person can write a counter paper for this. I would like to know such stories.
Yes,
is it possible that through this archive I can get to all
we are trying to create such kind of
how? What is the policy? I would have liked to know that, but that I did not see.
Because we have the steering committee, they are also subject matter expert on the particularly. They are guiding on that way.
No, but then what is our contribution in it? We must have a policy to tell even the experts how we go about it.
So after biosketch or after collection document, we are also sending their, if any additional information they know, so we can incorporate it into our archive too. And any alignment,
this expert group?
Yeah. Even particular notes, even they are also connected with the other expert. Those are the particular expert on the particular subject line where the particular scientist or technologist.
For example, where we have been able to find out anything you say about Viva Chaudhury.
Who?
Say Viva Chaudhury, I found Viva Chaudhury's name there. Anything that we have come to know about Viva Chaudhury that was not known earlier?
And in case of the correspondence, you will get the different correspondence. I don't think it is only book published, it is there. In case of PhD thesis, he actually did her PhD from the Manchester University. Whole PhD thesis is available. It's not available in any other.
And I found that it is available in the form of an image only, which is not searchable.
Actually, basically, since it is the image, we got the credit, we are taking from some other person. So, it is available in digital format. But if someone it is written down there, since if you want to see this full PhD thesis, once it come in physical, because some of the restriction is there.
My point is, an archive is not just that. An archive is a context analysis enabled repository. I would like to know how Viva Chaudhury's research is connected to 1,000 other researchers. Can I see a network?
Yeah.
There should be a policy. There is a committee which sees what has to come.
No, basically they are taking they are doing policy on for the. That's why we are having that whole committee for that.
Yeah, but we should have a policy to see and understanding so that how these stories can be brought about.
Yes.
Maybe the committee will be telling what can be put there.
Yes, also.
So maybe this can be a lot for your discussion and development.
I'm just requesting that please think of it, that if all these things can be incorporated, then only we attach some value to it. Otherwise, just a collection of a few documents doesn't lead to any place.
No, that's why the last time we had discussion, they said right now we have to create the metadata for this archive. So once the connection can be made, we are working on that. Metadata creation is not a very easy task. So they said,
no, I don't agree. Because if I have data about only one person, even then the metadata should be there. Otherwise, I am collecting 1,000 people and without any metadata at all that can be workable, that can be searchable, that can create any network or meaning. I don't think it is becoming an archive. It's just a dump. Even a single person should be started. Yes, I think we need a policy about that. And to Cyril, I have a question. Cyril, what do you mean by this hybrid mode of exhibits? We have several exhibits in which the digital thing works underneath and it represents something. And I did not understand that VITM exhibit that you showed, someone is stretching the hand and some patches are seen here and there. What does it mean?
So that VITM exhibit of virtual dressing is not a hybrid exhibit. I focus on the other one where the AI principle is shown.
Even if it is not hybrid, then what is so special of AI in it?
No, the other exhibit is AI. It is an object detection is there. So visitor will be curious to know when on the walkway they can see that whatever objects that they are wearing, that will be detected by the machine. So that is
what sort of objects and what is the resolution that can be detected? Can it detect what quality of pen I have in my phone?
No, it can detect that it is a pen or watch or maybe shoes or specs or mobile or belt or whatever it is.
I remember one comment from IKM, whatever exhibit you make, ask one question, so what? Are we ready to give this answer, so what? I know I am wearing a shirt and the system said you are wearing a shirt. So what? How do I interpret that this is something special, this is something different, this is something that cannot be normally done?
Yeah, sir.
So I feel the meaning making is a thing that is a gap that should be concentrated upon. Just showing a technology, there are 1,000 functions. You just call one library, take a function and it will give you a result.
Yes,
the 3 objects are detected. So I feel the next level is to go into this so what and to make meaning out of the displays and out of the images.
Sure.
This is just a suggestion.
Yes.
Please don't mind, I'm a little laughing.
No, sir. Actually, I was about to tell him that there is that we are showing how this artificial intelligence is an example only, but there is as concerning.
There is very little artificial intelligence in it. Very little.
Okay, so come to the other point. Hybrid means already we have hybrid. One example from that university study that's shown is that there is a vibrating platform. So that is a physical interaction is there. At the same time, there is a virtual assistant. For kids and all, this virtual assistants will guide the student due course of learning. So that is combining both.
I'll give you an example. We have an exhibit called Earthquake Platform,
Yes.
on which you stand and it starts vibrating. And along with that, depending upon the intensity of the vibration, the videos used to be projected which showed where in India such type of vibrations occurred and what was the Richter scale measurement for them, what was the impact of it. That was much more meaningful where this AI and all that were not required at all. So what value are we adding by using AI in it?
So that is maybe sensor based. This is a computer vision based one.
So the point is, I have used computer vision in it, and it is not just a sensor. Doesn't attach any meaning, doesn't give any other dimension. So that was my point when what I tried like to impress upon is create the meaning. Just using the technology doesn't take us anywhere. There must be some additional dimension to it.
Okay, thank you, sir. I just use that as a reference and for improving some of our exhibits where there is a scope of continuous learning. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any more questions? Last question. Okay.
Suggestion with the webinar. This is again, I mean, it's a suggestion, not a question to someone. So, please, he is supposed to speak at the orientation here.
You have to keep your mic closer. You have to keep your mic closer.
Okay. That is the easiest solution, I think. Okay. So, Somen, because you'll be working on this creation of the archival, and after the suggestion from Anand also, you're working on the policy matter. So I'll give you a story. We are doing one exhibition of traditional medicine in Northeast. So in Assam there is a very popular gentleman, perhaps if I am not wrong, Gunaram Karikar. Gunaram Karikar is very famous traditional Assamese leader, and there is hardly any family in Assam who is not referring to his book. His books are always written in Assamese. So I was planning to take interviews of such traditional leaders, and in the course of time, because I am not from Northeast India, and not many people who are local, even in Assam, they were aware of the fact that he is no more. And then through my links, I came to know that he is from Golpada, perhaps. Golpada is a different district in Assam. So I just wanted to retrieve some of his books, because he has written so many books. Whether I can get some books, his recipes for creation of traditional, because a lot of traditional plants he would be using. So for what kind of setup he was having. So I was shocked to learn that उनका छोटा भाई से मुलाकात हुआ. And in the course of time उनको बोला कि कहाँ कुछ books पुराना पड़ा हुआ है, कुछ मैं display कर सकता हूँ. तो बोले वो तो सब कबाड़ी वाले को दे दिया. So that is the kind of respect we give it to our candidate. So my request to you, while you make the policy for archival treatment of the subject, of course you cater to the top scientists also, but there are many such local scientists who have worked at grassroots level for the benefit of the society also. I mean, find some kind of mechanism whereby we can archive their work before it is lost to the Kabadi numbers.
Thank you, sir. थोड़ा सा align कराइए तो actually we are last time what happened in some conference was happened to be there in Tejpur, and we got information regarding that the first PhD holder for the Assam is Radhikaram D. Fukan. So we got some sources that they are keeping the all document. So immediately aligned the team and we got the whole digital copy from there. So on that way, ultimately, yes, of course, India, we are not aware about the archiving the thing. After immediately death हो गया तो सब कुछ lost हो गया और कुछ रहा नहीं. तो contemporary collection के लिए भी एक policy हम लोग last time we discuss about that कि immediately कुछ collection करना है, लेकिन archive का एक norms भी है कि after 30 years ही कर सकते हैं. लेकिन इंडिया में जो है अभी भी अगर हम collection start नहीं करेंगे, next time को जब उनका death के बाद कुछ मिलेगा नहीं. So we are working on that way कि हमको ऐसे भी contemporary collection भी करना चाहिए. और बाकी I am requesting the forum, if anybody has such kind of known potential source of archival material, to let us know. We will try to retrieve all the, try to get the material for our archive. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. With this, we will be concluding. Thanks for the presenters and thanks for the.
I think we have been discussing because learning में बहुत बात हो रहा है. Many conferences, last several conferences, we have not devoted some time. We are doing a lot of things. Technology, support, everything is done, but whether this learning aspect has been So I think next conference, I think we should devote one day, especially to technology everything there, but the impact of such technologies or impact of learning in vision. I think every science center, because I think over the years what we have done.
So that next year people come.
I think I request all of you, because this learning aspect is so important. We discussed a lot of things, technologies are there, but what is the impact of that technology? We have never measured. I know in another 1 year, 2 years, 3 years time, what kind of technology is going to go. And another suggestions for those science centers who are with, especially Northeast and other science centers which have been set up by NCSL. Now there is going to be a big problem if you ask for any modernization or any other operation. Because ministry is now going to check your what is your staff strength, how you are going to cope up with that. So now you have to impress upon your authority that you have to get a staff, you have to get trained manpower. And it's not going to be there is a nothing coming up that it is going to be challenge-based method. Those centers who are giving all the commitments, all of the facilities, all of the things, and who are performing also, they will be preferred first compared to other centers who are not there. So this has been because we have been discussing several years in the ministry. So I think that's important that whatever, there is already a scheme for that, but we have not seen from many of the science centers which have been made and almost 5 years old. They have not put up the scheme, they have not put up the proposal. Even the proposal is put up, there are a lot of problems in that. So I think this is very important. I'm just giving you the because the next people who will give you that. But whenever you are putting the proposal, why you are requesting NCSL? You should prepare your own proposal for that. So this expertise has to come to you with the manpower. Thank you very much. And for so many, because I am also being, because I am individually involved, I know how problem is the archival material for that. You know, if you have given that, whether if anyone is using, whether they are giving credit to whom, they will credit to the person who has developed that website or that portal, or the person who, these are the things which has been taken care into the policy. I think we should separately, what Manas has told, let us have one day session on that.
Credit and monetization.
Credit and monetization for especially the, but at least the credit things, it requires a lot of things for that. It's not so simple that that will be done, but it requires a lot of things. The policy has to be circulated. Many ideas will come from that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So, with this, let me thank all the presenters and also the audience who came up with questions which made the session like that. Thanks. You have a good
Now I request all the participants and dignitaries to have tea break. Thank you. आप सभी टी ब्रेक के लिए आप सादर आमंत्रित हैं। and will assemble here at 12:30. The battery session will start right on 12 minutes. All the participants are requested to take their seats, please. I request all the participants to take their seats because we are about to start our valedictory session. Kindly take your seats. नमस्कार, जोहार। आप सभी का इस 3 दिवसीय 20th ऑल इंडिया कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑफ हेड्स ऑफ साइंस म्यूजियम सेंटर में आपका हार्दिक स्वागत है। आज हमारे बीच ऑनरेबल गेस्ट के रूप में प्रोफेसर तपन कुमार सामिल सर, जो वाइस चांसलर हैं, उपकुलपति हैं एसपीएम यूनिवर्सिटी रांची के, और साथ ही ऑनरेबल गेस्ट के तौर पर प्रोफेसर DK सिंह, वाइस चांसलर झारखंड यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी। मैं अपने विशिष्ट अतिथियों को मंच पर बुलाने का आमंत्रण करता हूँ। साथ ही हमारे महानिदेशक श्री AT चौधरी सर, आपको भी मंच पर बुलाऊंगा, और साथ ही हमारे डिप्टी DG श्री संवेद कुमार सर, आप भी मंच पर आमंत्रित हैं सर। साथ ही मैं डॉक्टर विभा पांडे, डेप्यूटी डायरेक्टर डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ हायर एंड टेक्निकल एजुकेशन गवर्नमेंट झारखंड, आपका भी आमंत्रण मंच पर करता हूँ। इस गैलेक्सी ऑफ डिग्निटरीज के सम्मान और उनके स्वागत के लिए मैं NCSM हेडक्वार्टर डायरेक्टर श्री राजीनाथ सर से अनुरोध करूंगा कि आप पुष्पगुच्छ से आपका स्वागत करें। सबसे पहले ऑनरेबल गेस्ट प्रोफेसर DK सिंह सर, आपका इस कार्यक्रम में स्वागत है। अब मैं राजीनाथ सर से अनुरोध करूंगा कि आप डॉक्टर तपन कुमार सामिल सर का स्वागत पुष्पगुच्छ करें। मैं अनुरोध करूंगा डॉक्टर विभा पांडे का स्वागत पुष्पगुच्छ करें। मैं तपन सर से अनुरोध करूंगा कि आप मैं राजीनाथ सर से अनुरोध करूंगा कि आप इन 3 दिवसीय इस कॉन्फ्रेंस के समापन समारोह में जैसा आपने देखा, एक उत्सव था। उत्सव इस अर्थ में कि हमने अपनी सक्सेस स्टोरी को साझा किया और अपने कुछ नवाचार को एक दूसरे के साथ साझा किया, और हमने इस अवसर पर डॉक्टर जिलानी दिवंगत डॉक्टर जिलानी सर को भी याद किया, उनके कर्तृत्व और व्यक्तित्व के लिए। आप सभी ने इस कॉन्फ्रेंस से NCSM तथा अन्य जो राज्य के अंतर्गत साइंस सेंटर्स और म्यूजियम्स काम कर रही हैं, उन सभी लोगों ने इसका भरपूर लाभ उठाया। कार्यक्रम को आगे बढ़ाते हुए मैं सबसे पहले हमारे ऑनरेबल गेस्ट प्रोफेसर तपन कुमार सामिल सर से अनुरोध करूंगा कि आप इस कार्यक्रम के लिए 2 शब्द
20th ऑल इंडिया कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑफ हेड्स एंड साइंस म्यूजियम सेंटर का आज समापन समारोह है। 3 दिन से हम लोग मेन थीम पर डिस्कशन कर रहे थे। सभी लोग जानते हैं कि द मेन एम्स ऑफ साइंस म्यूजियम is to popularize science by including a scientific amongst the people, especially children. हम लोगों ने जिस विषय पर डिस्कशन किया, जिसमें आज हमारे इस मंचासीन हैं एडी चौधरी जी, पीजी NCSM कोलकाता, डॉक्टर DK सिंह, वाइस चांसलर झारखंड यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी, और डॉक्टर समेंद्र कुमार DDG NCSM, और विभा पांडे जी, डिप्टी डायरेक्टर डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ हायर एंड टेक्निकल एजुकेशन, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ झारखंड, and all delegates. हम लोगों ने जो विषय पर डिस्कशन किया उसमें आज तीसरा दिन है, और मैं जो जितना पार्टिसिपेट किया उसमें मैंने यही समझा म्यूजियम के बारे में, और इस साइंस म्यूजियम का महत्व क्या है, एम्स क्या है, ऑब्जेक्टिव्स क्या है, इसकी रोल क्या है, स्टूडेंट के बीच कैसे लाभ देता है। तो दे आर ऑल प्रेजेंट द एडवांसमेंट ऑफ साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी एंड देयर एप्लीकेशंस इन इंडस्ट्री एंड ह्यूमन वेलफेयर, बिकॉज आई एम मैन ऑफ इकोनॉमिक्स, सो दैट आई थिंक अबाउट द ऑल्सो ह्यूमन वेलफेयर। अब इसका यूज के बारे में सोच रहा था कि ये केवल मानव के कल्याण, साइंस म्यूजियम क्यों और मानव के कल्याण के लिए कैसे ये जरूरी है। तो म्यूजियम्स कलेक्ट एंड प्रिजर्व द ऑब्जेक्ट्स एंड मटेरियल्स ऑफ रिलीजियस, कल्चरल एंड हिस्टोरिकल वैल्यू, and also they are the good source of entertainment. This museum helps to preserve and promote our cultural heritage. मैं जो आपको सुना उसी आधार पर दो शब्द आपके सामने जो रखा, क्योंकि इसका एक मेन पर्पस होता है। और हम लोग जो डिस्कशन कर रहे थे कि वर्तमान में द पर्पस ऑफ मॉडर्न म्यूजियम टू कलेक्ट, प्रिजर्व एंड इंटरप्रेट एंड डिस्प्ले ऑब्जेक्ट्स ऑफ ए आर्टिस्ट, कल्चरल एंड साइंटिफिक सिग्निफिकेंस फॉर द स्टडी एंड एजुकेशन ऑफ द पब्लिक, एजुकेशन ऑफ द पब्लिक. So that why, just I raise one question, that why Science Museum is important in education in present era. So just I think कि emerging curiosity, why presenting science is fun, increasing why museum stimulate students curiosity and enthusiasm for learning. अब आज के डेट में, प्रेजेंट इरा में, इस ग्लोबलाइजेशन के इरा में, डिजिटल इरा में जो डिस्कशन हम लोगों ने पिछले 2 दिन से सारे डेलीगेट्स इस पर कर रहे थे, जिसमें मैं भी लाभान्वित हुआ, क्योंकि आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस की भी चर्चा जो हो रही थी तो मैं भी काफ़ी सुन रहा था, क्योंकि उसकी उपयोगिता सभी जगह है। लेकिन म्यूजियम का आज वर्तमान समय में 21st सेंचुरी के इस ग्लोबलाइजेशन इरा में महत्व बढ़ गया है, ज़्यादा महत्व बढ़ गया है। यानी इसका जो फीचर्स है, हमारे समझ से एज ए सोशल साइंटिस्ट हम इसके अगर फीचर्स की बात करते हैं तो ए म्यूजियम इज ए परमानेंट पब्लिक और प्राइवेट इंस्टीट्यूशन that may be for profit or not. It is open to the public. It is open for the public and is at the service of society and its development. तो म्यूजियम का जो म्यूजियम एक्वायर्ड जो करता है, म्यूजियम एक्वायर्ड और रिस्टोर, रिसर्च एंड share and exhibition assets, these are all features of the museum today. तो आप देखिए कि इसका आज कितना महत्व है, और इस पर हम लोगों ने काफ़ी डिस्कशन किया और इसमें सारी बार डिजिटल इरा की मेन हम लोगों ने फोकस डाला कि आज इसके सिनारियो काफ़ी बदल गया है और ऐसी स्थिति में इसकी भूमिका भी म्यूजियम की बदल गई है और विशेषकर हमें चूँकि ग्रास रूट लेवल से लोगों को बताना है, बच्चों को बताना है, खासकर चिल्ड्रंस स्कूल गोइंग बॉयज को हमें हेल्प करना है, तो ऐसी स्थिति में इस डिजिटल इरा में थोड़ा सा इसके चेंजेस करना बहुत आवश्यक है। जो हम लोगों ने 3 दिन आज थर्ड डे है, पहले सेशन में अभी DK सिंह साहब जो हमारे टेक्निकल यूनिवर्सिटी के कुलपति हैं, वो उनके माइंड में है कि आज इस डिजिटल इरा में क्या चेंजेस होनी चाहिए। वास्तव में इस डिजिटल एरिया में एक चेंज की आवश्यकता है, यानी कि रोल ऑफ म्यूजियम, साइंस म्यूजियम की भूमिका आज क्या होनी चाहिए, इस पर हम फोकस डालेंगे। पुनः मैं सारे डेलीगेट्स डॉक्टर श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी विश्वविद्यालय की ओर से हमारे यूनिवर्सिटी की सारी टीम आपके साथ 3 दिन जुड़ी रही, रजिस्ट्रार डॉक्टर नमिता सिंह जी और उनके साथ सारे टीचर और भी वॉलेंटियर्स, साहू जी आदि सभी जुड़कर आपकी सेवा का ख्याल रखा। अगर कोई त्रुटि रही होगी तो मैं सारे डेलीगेट से डॉक्टर श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी की ओर से माफ़ी मांगता हूँ कि अगर कोई त्रुटि रहेगा तो मुझे माफ़ कर दें। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you, sir. Now, sir rightly said that museums are gaining importance in our public life, as it is rightly a fact that when we visit museum, it ignites kind of curiosity as well as a kind of pride also. So it is really important thing to remember and to propagate that we have to propagate the culture of this science and promote in our society. अब मैं अपने ऑनरेबल गेस्ट प्रोफेसर DK सिंह सर, वाइस चांसलर झारखंड यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी से अनुरोध करूँगा कि आप आए और 2 शब्द
आप सबको आदर, अभिनंदन, नमस्कार एवं जोहार। Dignitary on the dais, my friend Professor Sandilji Sahab, the Director General Chaudhary Sahab, and Madam Diva Pandey, all the dignitary of the dais, आप सबको पुनः नमस्कार और झारखंड यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी की तरफ से आपका स्वागत है। और यहाँ आपने इसको स्टार्ट किया, उसके लिए मैं साइंस काउंसिल विभाग और सांडिल साहब को बड़े धन्यवाद देता हूँ कि इस कार्यक्रम को आप लोगों ने राशि दिया। मैं थोड़ा लीक से हट के बोलूँगा, क्योंकि आपने एक वर्ड यूज किया है लास्ट में, द अपॉर्चुनिटी एंड चैलेंजेस इन डिजिटल एरा। Well, friends, the world is changing, and it is changing because of the science and the technology. So you cannot differentiate now. The science and the technology is different. So my suggestion will be, next time, if you agree with me, now it should be converted into science and technology. The science does not have now own significance, and the technology cannot survive without the principle of science. Technology, the background is the science. So both are interrelated. The second point, museums / center. Rightly आपने इसको लिखा है, but do you believe that the museum alone can survive? I am doubtful. The purpose of the museum earlier, we don't have enough innovation, enough development in technology, but friends, we all are lucky enough that we have seen the development of the science and technology. हम लोग उस एरा में जन्म लिए जहाँ टॉयलेट नहीं था। आप सोचिए, सांडेल साहब एग्री करेंगे, you have to walk 3 miles and 4 miles for your natural calm. There was limited technology. Now every house, every room is now attached with the bathroom. This is all because of the science and technology, right? So my suggestion will be, the museum, in spite of the museum, it should be center, science and technology center. Why I'm saying this, that it should be science and technology center. Now the world is recognizing the potential of the Indian students and the Indian education system. ऐसा नहीं है कि ट्रम्प साहब का हृदय परिवर्तन हो गया। उनका हृदय परिवर्तन इसलिए हुआ है कि now world is now recognizing the potential of our science and technology growth. We are marching towards the third economy. आपने चाइना को देखा ना? The same Paul Altman, when the last year he came, what was his statement? Some of the press reporter asked, do you believe that India and China will also come ahead? What was his statement? They should not dream that they will develop AI software so fast. और आपने क्या देखा? चाइना का केस, आपका जो है DeepSeek, क्या आपने उसके हिस्ट्री देखा? उसने डेवलप किसने किया? यूनिवर्सिटी के स्टूडेंट्स ने डेवलप किया। One entrepreneur hired the students of the university, and that university was also not top grade. उस entrepreneur ने उस पेपर को पढ़ना शुरू किया। Who are the students who are working in the area of AI? Who have published the paper? And he emailed, all were called a 2% cost. अब आप देखिए कितना बड़ा चैलेंज दिया। यूएस सोच रहा था कि इसमें मैं लीड करूंगा, ग्रैब करूंगा मार्केट का, चाइना आ गया। अब ऑल्टमैन साहब का स्टेटमेंट भी बदल गया। 2% कॉस्ट पर चाइना ने डेवलप कर दिया, अब इंडिया की बारी है। तो साहब, आप जो ये म्यूजियम है, केवल पुरानी चीजों को मत दिखाइए। मैं बड़ी थोड़ा सा इस सब में ये हो जाता हूँ कि हम पुराने इंडियन, कभी कभी मैं दुखी इस बात करने को होता हूँ, हमारी कल्चरल एक प्रॉब्लम है कि हम बचपन में भी, मैं याद करता था, दादाजी लोग कहते थे कलयुग आ गया। उस जमाने में सलयुग था। मैं तो कह रहा हूँ कि अब सलयुग की तरफ हम लोग बढ़ रहे हैं। Every years we have a new opportunity, and our recognition as the Indian Guru, Vishwa Guru, the world is now expecting too much from us, and we are going to lead the world. Because we belong to the education sector, and you know, a true education, the true purpose of any education consists of the 3, especially the science and technology. It is being decided by 3 H. One is your head, the knowledge system, your cognitive system. The second is your hand, that is the psychomotor, the action. You have to develop skills among these students, right? And the third one is the emotion-based. And India is leading in the emotion-based education system. We are developing the system not for the destruction of the humanity, rather we are developing a system for the welfare of the humanity, because our culture is that we believe in the world is our family. Vasudeva Kutumbakam, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Bhavantu Niramaya. It is our philosophy. And the purpose of outcome-based education is that you have to consider 3. So friends, directors are, these 2 aspects is in your hand. The first one is really in our hand. We provide the degree, right? But the action-based, why the museum should be only confined to the Ranchi and Kolkata? You have added a digital era. In the digital era, every district must have the museum. of science and technology. Not the museum means the development of the past, the present laboratories would be there. All type of the software, all type of the characterization labs, all type of the facilities would be there, and the remote logging software is now available. आप एक मोबाइल भान भी दे, एवरी वीक प्रत्येक स्कूल्स में जाकर वो लगे और वहाँ बच्चे एक्सपेरिमेंट करें. Because the student of 21st century believe in cut, copy, paste. A student of 21st century, they want excitement, they want hands-on experiment because the content is easily available. They have the content of the Harvard University, Massachusetts and Stanford University. It is very difficult to attract them in the classroom. साइडल साहब हमसे एग्री करेंगे. अभी आप कितना उसको कस्टमाइज कर सकते हैं. AI tool has come for the customized teaching and learning process. So my request to Director Sahab and all the person coming from the Science Center is that you convert it into a Science and Technology Center, not only the history of the science and technology, the revision of the old equipment, rather the present, the latest equipment should be there. Your science center must be equipped with the latest facility. Remote logging software should be there, ताकि बच्चा अपने स्कूल से या घर से भी आपके सारे फैसिलिटी को एक्सेस कर सके. And this software has been developed by one of the private university, Mahavita University, and all IITs are talking. Right? Because every century is dominated by a technology. The 18th century was great mechanical system, और UK ने पूरे वर्ल्ड को रूल किया. 18th and 19th century, the Britishers ruled the entire world because of this mechanical system, development of the steam engine, great industrialization, and we were not the part of this development. आप कैसे कहिएगा कि सतयुग था? हम तो उसमें पिछड़ गए because of the technology. हम जो थे वो वही तीर भाला महाभारत वाला वार में बिलीव करते रहे और टेक्नोलॉजी के बल पर आपकी कंट्री गुलाम हो गई. आज हम 835 ले रहे हैं, बड़ी खुश है. मैं न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ रहा था, लेकिन आप खुद सोचिए, we belongs to the community of science and technology. Is it the news to be proud of? No. 835 का 1000 crore cost. 900 crores the cost of capital. We can develop it. So develop the science and technology. इसकी excitement इतनी create करने. चाइना का case हिस्ट्री देख लिया. इंडस्ट्री के साथ उनकी ह्यूज कनेक्टिविटी हो गई, जिसके कारण students are being excited. What is happening? You give them some exciting projects, और आप देखेंगे ये कंट्री जो हमारी प्रधानमंत्री जी का है कि 2047 तक जो है विश्व गुरु बनना है, तुरंत हम बना देंगे. So my point is that convert it into science and technology, not museum, center. Museum is a part of the center. आप उस डेवलपमेंट को दिखाइए, कैसे डेवलप किया टेलीफोन, ग्राहम बेल से लेकर इस एरा में. हम लोग तो जो भी 50+ वाले हैं, सारे हम लोगों ने सारे टेक्नोलॉजी को अपने लाइफ टाइम में देखा है, डेवलप करते हैं. आप अंडरग्राउंड माइंस को आप कैसे लैब कराएंगे? आप AR/VR टेक्नोलॉजी आ गया है, आप अपने AR/VR टेक्नोलॉजी को यूज करके डायरेक्टर साहब सारे साइंस सेंटर में आप पूरे अंडरग्राउंड माइंस को दिखा सकते हैं. हमारी जो है न्यूक्लियर पावर में कैसे इतना एनर्जी क्रिएट होता है, सिमुलेशन सॉफ्टवेयर से आप दिखा सकते हैं. So this is my request, because you have allotted me only 5 minutes time, so I won't be taking too much. My request to all of you will be that this is an era where India is taking a lead, but it is also our critical responsibility, the person who are educated, return back to the society. जो भी नया टेक्नोलॉजी है उसको हम लोग इंटीग्रेट करें, इंडस्ट्री को CSR में फोर्स करें कि वो एक मोबाइल वैन बनावें जिसमें सब तरह के इक्विपमेंट हो. एटलीस्ट वो रूरल एरियाज में कम से कम एक दिन भी उस स्कूल में जाना चाहिए, बच्चों को आप दिखाएं, उस पर हैंड्स ऑन करने दें. एक डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल का आपका साइंस सेंटर होनी चाहिए जिसमें सारे स्कूल्स उसमें कनेक्टेड हो, क्योंकि स्कूल्स तो इंडिया में बहुत है, लेकिन आप देखेंगे क्या कि वो न कोई फील्ड है न कोई अच्छा लैब्स है। आज भी आप जाके देखेंगे जितने भी हमारे एक्सपर्ट्स आए हुए हैं झारखंड से या बाहर के, सानिल साहब बता रहे थे कि दे आर वेरी गुड स्पोर्ट्स ग्राउंड उस स्कूल में, दिस इज गवर्नमेंट स्कूल, हमारे अनडिवाइडेड बिहार के श्री बाबू जो चीफ मिनिस्टर थे उन्होंने बनाया था, वन ऑफ द बेस्ट इन द कंट्री। सोचिए, और उस तरह के वहाँ के बच्चे इतने अच्छे करते हैं, मैंने विनम्रता में भी उस तरह के आप सेंटर को आप डेवलप करें ताकि बच्चे आसानी से उसको एक्सेस कर सके। क्योंकि आज के बच्चों को आपने देखा होगा, उसको मोबाइल चलाने का आपने ट्रेनिंग नहीं दिया है, लैपटॉप चलाने की ट्रेनिंग नहीं दिया है, फिर उस फैसिलिटी को आपने दे दिया है। और मोस्ट ऑफ द ओल्डर जनरेशन लाइक अस, हम लोग कोई भी कमांड्स जो आता है, कोई भी फैसिलिटी आता है, तो हमारे सबसे बड़ा डिजिटल फोन है घर का छोटा बच्चा, बेटा बेटी। आप उसको देख तो देखिए, स्वामी विवेकानंद ने कहा था कि कोई तेज पौधा थोड़ी होता है, वो तो तेजी उसके अंदर में है। आप उसे फर्टिलिटी तो दीजिए, जो सीड बोतल में पड़ा हुआ है उसको मिट्टी में तो जाने दीजिए। हमारा और आपका काम है फर्टाई दें, फर्टिलाइजर और उसको वाटरिंग करें। सो विद these words, once again I congratulate and I am thankful to all of you, and special thanks to the Department of Higher and Technical Education, हमारे चांदी साहब, आप लोगों ने मिल के इस कॉन्फ्रेंस को किया। और आने वाले समय में make India a best science and technology hub, promote the entrepreneurship, and to promote the entrepreneurship and be part of the Making India, you have to create a culture of science and technology among these schools. Right? Then we will be the third economy of the world. कलाम साहब का पंक्ति मुझे बार बार मोटिवेट करता है कि सपने वो नहीं जो नींद में आते हैं, सपने तो वो होने चाहिए जो नींद नहीं आने दें। मेक इंडिया ए डेवलप्ड इंडिया, मेक इंडिया ए पावरफुल इंडिया, एंड दिस इज ऑल द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी कम्युनिटी, बिकॉज थ्रू द इनोवेशन, थ्रू द क्रिएशन, वी कैन मेक दिस इंडिया ए विजिबल। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you, sir. You rightly said that in this vastly changing era in science and technology, every quarter of life is really changing. And Science Center also working up with the new technology, as we have discussed, that is digital technology to adopt. And also you cited the mobile science lab. We are also running mobile science lab. And also, as far as the Science Center are concerned, we are the playing field of science, appreciation of science. We give the opportunity to common people to appreciate and enjoy the science. And also promote critical thinking through our innovation hub. Thank you, sir, for the kind words. And now, I will request our Director General, Sri A.D. Chaudhary, sir, to come up, please, for 2 words.
Professor Atul Kumar Shanjindar, Vice Chancellor of Dr. Shamaprasad Mukherjee University, Professor T.K.C., Vice Chancellor, Jharkhand Technical University, my colleague Sri Samarendra Kumar, Dr. Vibha Pandey, Deputy Director, Department of Higher and Technical Education, Government of Jharkhand, my colleagues from science centers across the country, ladies and gentlemen. The last 2.5 days, I would say, have been very fruitful for many of us, especially since we could not meet for almost 4 years since 2019. 2019 was the last Heads of the Museum Conference, And since then, due to various reasons, primarily due to COVID, this conference, which was being held every year, was kept in abeyance, and we are extremely grateful to the Jharkhand Council for Science, Technology and Innovation for volunteering to host this conference here today for last 3 days in Ranchi. And I would like to thank the Honorable Minister, Sri Subhadip Kumar, Sri Rahul Kumar Parwar, the Principal Secretary, Department of Higher and Technical Education, and Sri Shahid Riyad Ahmed, Under Secretary, Department of Higher and Technical Education. Because of their, I would say, interest and support, we could make this possible. I think I will be feeling in my duty if I do not also thank my following up with the Department of Higher and Technical Education, Government of Jharkhand for this event, and they have also put in a lot of efforts. As far as some observations which was made by Professor D.K. Singh, I would like to say, why we say Science Center and Science Museum, there is a small history in this. When the movement started with two major museums which came up in India, one is called the Birla Industrial and Technological Museum in Kolkata and the Visvesvaraya Industrial and Technological Museum. Both were developed by the Council for Scientific and Industrial, and subsequently seeing the provide to the people in general, the Planning Commission formed a task force in 1974, and the recommendation of the task force was there should be a science center in every district of India, as you have said. So this is what was the recommendation of the task force. And in 1978, National Council of Science Museum was created by Government of India exclusively for developing new science centers and also supporting science popularization and creating a culture of science and technology. So that is how the word museum has remained. And this museum essentially had a collection of historical relics. I think this is also very important for us to preserve our SNT heritage, especially for the youngsters, to know what type of technologies were used and what has been the change that we are seeing today. So this change is also very important to understand the developmental process. And we have some very, very interesting historical relics in our collection, including the first supercomputer which was developed by ISI Kolkata. That is also there with us. So I think it is very important for us to preserve our technical heritage. To take some of the very important, I think, based on the discussions that we had, a few takeaways. I think Mr. Samarendra Kumar will tell more in detail, but I would just like to say briefly that yes, using technology is definitely important wherever it is necessary, and I think using technology for transcending limitations of things, time, space and reach should be the criteria. We should use tools very, very judiciously. I think the one exhibition which Manas Bhakti explained on peaceful exploration talks so much about how technology has been used but it has remained in the background. The focus has always remained on the content, and I think that is very important. As far as our visitors, when they come to our science centers, they really do not bother about what technology we have used. They are more concerned about what we are showing them, what content we are providing them. So as far as possible, keeping technology in the background, if our focus remains on content development and use technology wherever it is required for presenting the content, definitely I think it will be more beneficial for our visitors, especially the youngsters. It is also very important that with this changing era, our colleagues across all science museums, irrespective of whether they are under NCSM or not under NCSM, we need to upskill ourselves so that we can fulfill the mandate that has been bestowed on us. We can use the technologies which are available, and I'm sure in the days to come there will be many changes which will happen, and it's very important that we adapt ourselves, prepare ourselves for this stage, and upskill ourselves so that we remain competent to meet the challenging situation. It's also very important that, in fact, there was some discussion also that using technology, many things can be seen from home. And there is a broad difference between what we do in the science center and what is accessible from home. And that difference needs to widen further so that, visiting a science center, visiting a science museum will always be much more than what can be accessed from home using internet and other digital technologies. And also, once again, like to inform all my colleagues from non-NCSM units that use the import substitution that my colleagues in NCSM have developed. It's very important that, as Professor Singh has also said, it's very important that we are able to innovate and do something different, do something unique, so that we remain a force to reckon with in the changing world. And a lot of new technologies that we have developed, which have now become import substitutions, like the drone projection technology, the science on sphere, which has been named as knowledge on sphere, and the motion simulator, which is also now under development at the National Science Center, Guwahati. I think these are some new in-house technologies which we have developed, and I think we need to utilize them, avoid using imported technology where dependence on an outside agency or a supplier becomes expensive and also sometimes difficult to get the services that we require. I once again would like to convey my sincere thanks and gratitude to Jharkhand Council of Science, Technology and Innovation and to Professor Kapil Kumar Shanjula, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee University. Thank you, sir. Your students' cultural event will always remain etched in our mind for a long, long time. The hospitality that you all have extended, I'm sure everybody will go back with a lot of satisfaction and happiness, and I don't think there has been any dearth of anything. So, and there was absolutely no, I would say, difficulties faced by any of us. So there is no reason for you to also seek apology for anything. I think it has been a wonderful effort from you and your team. And we all will go back with a lot of fond memories. And I'm sure we'll be once again meeting in a year's time. And we'll be very happy if you all will also come and participate in this activity that we intend to do again a year later. As we depart, cannot, I get choked whenever I remember Dr. Jilani. As we depart from this place, let us celebrate the works of Dr. Jilani. He has motivated all of us. and I'm sure you continue to motivate all of us in the days to come. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. Sir has presented a beautiful overview of deliberations and summary of discussions which happened in the last 2 days. As really a matter of great pride, and because we have been educated with the contribution of Dr. Jilani, and everybody very emotional for that. And 2 days before, I saw Mr. K. Ranjan was really very overwhelmed and emotional when he was saying something about Jilani sir. And he has that kind of personality that everybody was really attracted, and we want to talk to him for his guidance and many more things. Thank you, sir, for your kind words. And as we know that 2 or 3 day deliberations were very informative, and sometimes they were thought-provoking too. So now, for the key takeaways of this conference, I will call upon our Deputy Director General, Sri Samlen sir, for his words.
Professor Kandil sir, Professor Singh, our Sri Chaudhary, distinguished gatherings here, colleagues from all the centers all across the country, from the Department of Technical Education and the exhibitors who are there. So after the end of the closing of the conference, we adopt some resolutions which I would like to read to there, and so this will be part of this conference and will be circulated to all the members of this conference. So I will read out the resolutions there. The 20th Heads of Science Museums and Science Centers was held at Ranchi, Jharkhand from 14 to 16 February 2025. The participants are pleased to note that the government of Jharkhand is very supportive of propagation of science and its population among general public, and particularly among the students. Government of Jharkhand was also very supportive of the Science Center at Ranchi and its activities, especially to promote science awareness in the society. The Chief Guest also ensured that the Government of Jharkhand will come forward to organize similar conferences in the future. The participants from various museum science centers actively took part in the deliberations and discussions, and the interaction during the conference actively and resolved that number one, the conference has been very useful in sharing and exchanging professional knowledge and experiences on the theme opportunities and challenges in the science centers in the digital era. The delegates strongly felt that the science centers and museums need to adopt the new digital technologies in the science centers and museums to facilitate more interactive and immersive experiences, increasing visitor engagement and understanding of complex scientific concepts. At the same time, it was strongly felt that the content of the displays should never be overlooked while adopting digital technologies. Third, all the participants expressed that digital tools can enhance collaboration among the science centers and also with research institutions and experts. It was felt that exchange of new ideas could be enhanced upon with a digital platform which could be accessed by all the science centers in India. The delegates strongly felt that the cost-effective digital technologies need to be developed in-house, such as knowledge of ionosphere by NCSL. However, for these science centers and museums need more funding and policy support from the government and agencies. It was suggested that CSR funding from industry may be another avenue for getting funding support for development of digital technologies in the museum center activities. The participants felt upon the need that galleries should stress upon
blending of physical and digital experiences for effective communication. Delegates felt that this is the high time that the science centers should effectively use digital media channels for reaching out to visitors about their programs and activities. It was decided that all the participating institutions in the conference should develop a website of its own in possibly next 3 months or so. The participants acknowledged the importance of direct professional benefits resulting from participation and deliberation in such conferences. It was agreed upon that such interactions lead to networking, exchange of ideas, data, views and information. It was felt that such conferences should therefore be continued. The participating delegates from various science museum centers across the country unanimously agreed to strengthen the network for enhancing their professional knowledge and for sharing best practices to proliferate the science museum center movement in the country with the objectives of taking the message of societal benefits of science to different cross-sections of society's community. The participants decided that the 21st Heads of Science Centers and Science Museums Conference may be held in the state of Uttarakhand under the auspices of Uttarakhand Council of Science and Technology. A big round of applause for the due cause for the agreed to organize this conference. The 21st Heads of Science Museum Conference was supposed to be held during February 2026. The program and other relevant details for the next conference will be intimated to the participants in due course by the host institution. The conference attended thanks to the Jharkhand Council of Science and Technology, JCSTI, Department of Higher and Technical Education, Government of Jharkhand, for making this extraordinary arrangements for the delegates. The conference also expressed thanks to the department for remembering Dr. Sheikh Jilani during the inaugural program, who is one of our colleagues and who has devoted his whole life for the science profession. The delegates complimented the entire team of JCSTI led by Rahul Kumar Purwadi, Principal Secretary, Department of Higher and Technical Education, Government of Jharkhand, Professor Shandilya Ji, the Vice Chancellor of Shyam Prasad Mukherjee University, Shri Riyaz Ahmed, Under Secretary, Department of Technical Education, and all the members of Higher and Technical Education, Government of Jharkhand for making the conference memorable for all of us. The participants also thank the Honorable Minister of Higher and Technical Education, Government of Jharkhand, for inaugurating the conference and patronizing the conference so nicely. Thank you. With this, if we agree, we all adopt this resolution. Thank you all of you.
Thank you, sir, for directing the resolution and date of it of the conference. Now, we are proceeding towards the end of this valedictory session. Now, I will call Dr. Vibha Pandey, Deputy Director, Department of Higher and Technical Education, Government of Uttarakhand, for vote of thanks.
माननीय कुलपति डॉक्टर श्याम प्रसाद मुखर्जी यूनिवर्सिटी शांडिल्या सर, माननीय कुलपति झारखंड यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी DK सिंह सर, DG सर NCSM, DDG सर NCSM एवं अन्य सभी गणमान्य व्यक्ति सभा में जो उपस्थित हैं, यह मेरे लिए अत्यंत हर्ष और गौरव का विषय है कि झारखंड सरकार के उच्च एवं तकनीकी शिक्षा विभाग के अधीन झारखंड काउंसिल ऑफ साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी इनोवेशन द्वारा आयोजित 20th ऑल इंडिया कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑफ हेड्स ऑफ साइंस म्यूजियम्स एंड सेंटर्स का सफलतापूर्वक समापन हुआ। सबसे पहले मैं डॉक्टर श्याम प्रसाद मुखर्जी विश्वविद्यालय के माननीय कुलपति महोदय का हार्दिक आभार व्यक्त करती हूँ, जिन्होंने इस महत्वपूर्ण आयोजन के लिए पूरा सहयोग और समर्थन प्रदान किया है। झारखंड यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी के माननीय कुलपति डॉक्टर DK सिंह सर का विशेष आभार। मैं NCSM कोलकाता के डायरेक्टर जनरल श्री A.D. चौधरी जी का तहे दिल से धन्यवाद करती हूँ, जिनके मार्गदर्शन और प्रेरणा हमें हमेशा प्राप्त होती रहती है और हम आशा करते हैं कि आगे भी हमें मिलती रहेगी। साथ ही NCSM के डिप्टी डायरेक्टर जनरल श्री समरेंद्र कुमार जी को भी धन्यवाद, जिन्होंने इस सम्मेलन की सफलता में महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाई है। इसके साथ ही मैं देश के सभी प्रतिनिधियों का आभार व्यक्त करती हूँ जिन्होंने इस सम्मेलन में अपनी उपस्थिति दर्ज कराकर ज्ञान और अनुभवों का आदान प्रदान किया। इस क्रम में उच्च एवं तकनीकी शिक्षा विभाग झारखंड सरकार के माननीय मंत्री, प्रधान सचिव, अवर सचिव श्री सैयद रियाज अहमद साहब, श्री राजेश्वर जी, श्री प्रसेनजीत जी का विशेष आभार, जिन्होंने अपने प्रशासनिक सहयोग से इस आयोजन को सफल बनाने में अहम योगदान दिया। मैं डॉक्टर नमिता सिंह, कुल सचिव, डॉक्टर श्याम प्रसाद मुखर्जी यूनिवर्सिटी का भी हार्दिक धन्यवाद करती हूँ, जिनकी समर्पित टीम ने इस कार्यक्रम के संचालन में महत्वपूर्ण योगदान दिया है। आप सभी का योगदान इस सम्मेलन को बनाने में अमूल्य रहा है। हम आशा करते हैं कि विज्ञान के क्षेत्र में हमारा यह सामूहिक प्रयास भविष्य में और अधिक प्रगति करेगा। धन्यवाद।
Now, I will request all the participants to come up on the stage and down the stage so that we can have a good program. This is time of capturing this moment. I have one more information to you. Those who are leaving late evening or tomorrow, then we may arrange a visit to Biodiversity Park. So kindly inform me so that we can arrange a vehicle. So after that, group में मैसेज कर दी तो I can count the numbers so that I can. Those who are returning back in late evening